It's working. Hi, UTN. It's working. It's like 2 or 3 days in a row where we didn't have to start. Maybe YouTube heard me calling them out because it's not on my end. It's on the YouTube end. YouTube is just horrible, man. I mean, I'm not ready to go into it just yet, but YouTube is horrible. Okay, so hello. How's everyone doing? My name's Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. Happy Halloween. Who's giving out candy? I want some treats. Anybody wants a call? If you're giving out candy, let me know. I want some treats. I don't have any candy. I love chocolate, but I can't eat it because it makes me fat. Shaw. Okay, so what are we saying here? We got UTN is here. Who watched the Integrity Farms Halloween special, huh? That was pretty cool. Monster marijuana. You gotta love it. I knew that they were hallucinating. Oh, spoiler alert. All right. So let's see. Here we are. Here we are. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's always nicer when you're here. My name is Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. Today is October 31st, Halloween, and I put on my silly hat to be part. But I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're new to Mox News, you know, there's all kinds of cool stuff going on here. I just posted a Tulsi Gabbard video, which is fucking wicked, where she calls for all Americans to stand up for 9/11 truth. In case you didn't see that. What a woman, right? So let's see. And you know what? Okay, so this is how the story goes, right? This morning, I got up at 6 a.m. to stream the first impeachment vote live, and we streamed that vote for like 2.5 hours, and there was like 500 people who watched it during that 2.5 hours, and then hey Brady, and then the stream ended, and CNN blocked the video. Okay, it's a C-SPAN video from today, you know, of the floor of the House of Representatives debating and voting on impeachment. Number one, C-SPAN, I don't care if that was broadcast from CNN, they don't fucking own it. Okay, that is not their video. They can attach their copyright to it. I don't give a fuck. It's not their video. It belongs to the people. The video that they copyright claimed was C-SPAN video. So immediately following me streaming this historic event, CNN blocked the video, and then for like 3 hours, no one was able to see the video on my page because CNN and Google and YouTube are above the law, because that's illegal for you to do, CNN. It's illegal also for you to do, Google and YouTube. And I don't give a fuck what it says in the terms of service. Okay? I want to know where the fucking ACLU is on this shit. Okay, because they are hampering my free speech. Okay, people want to see the impeachment hearing or whatever it is they want to see when it's happening or right after it happened. That's when the big move. So you block it for 3, 4, 5 hours on YouTube, and everybody's already gone to CNN to see it. Fuck you, Google. Fuck you, YouTube. And where the fuck is the ACLU? Okay, because my free speech is being hampered by this fucking evil organization. And I don't give a shit what it says in the terms of service. and I have years of evidence to prove that it's true. Huh. So there, Halloween. Fucking Google sucks so much. Yeah. See, Woolco knows. Everybody knows. I mean, and the thing about the ACLU suing Google, right, is it would be the biggest like fundraising poster of all time for fucking ACLU, because it would be talked about continuously on all of the business news channels, and it would be talked about regularly on all the mainstream media. So it just be like, so everybody who hates Google would know that the ACLU is standing up for those people, and the ACLU is too fucking stupid to do it. And the EFF, by the way, the EFF is a horrible piece of shit, and every single penny that's donated to them is a complete and utter waste. Okay, I went to the EFF when the fucking C-SPAN came after me and said, "Oh, you can't use the name C-SPAN junkie." What? You can't use the name C-SPAN junkie. This is what C-SPAN told me. I went immediately to the EFF, the Electronic Freedom Foundation. Okay, this is what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to stand up against the Goliath for the little guy, to make sure he doesn't get pushed around by these fucking old school lawyers who have all the money in the world. That's exactly what the ACLU is supposed to do. Where are they? Okay, it doesn't matter what it says in the terms of service. It doesn't matter if Google owns the platform. This is the biggest soapbox in the universe, on Earth. This is the biggest public square soapbox on the planet Earth, which means my rights apply here. And because you can't sign away your rights. If it's unconstitutional, if they're treating you unconstitutionally, it doesn't matter what it says in the terms of service. It doesn't matter that it's their platform. What matters is that they're breaking the law in a criminal fashion knowingly. And where the fuck is the ACLU? This is what I want to know, because this is the perfect case for the ACLU. They would make probably billions of dollars in fundraising off of this one case, but they're too stupid. They're too busy, caring about these little niche things instead of the whole fucking internet that Google and YouTube is mind fucking and screwing over every opportunity they get. Where the fuck is the ACLU? My rights are being violated, and that's what you're supposed to do, which means everybody who gives money to the ACLU needs to fucking stop. And when they write you and say, "Why aren't you giving the money that you always have in the past?" You say, "Sue Google and I'll start giving you money again." Because do your fucking job. That's all. Okay? Google cannot block video which I have the right to post. Okay, they can't do that. This is an impeachment hearing. It's a historical event to mankind, to every American. And they want to act like they can claim copyright and block it worldwide. Fuck you, CNN. Fuck you, Google. Fuck you, YouTube. Okay, fuck you, management of YouTube forever. Get someone else, Google. This platform is being screwed over. The people who make it great are being screwed over. And it would be the easiest thing in the world to fix it. Hire PewDiePie and he'll have it done in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, he'll go, "This is all your problems. I know what every fucking problem with Google is. Number one, they're a bunch of money-grubbing cunts." Okay? That's not what the platform is supposed to be about. My stream of the impeachment hearing ends, right? And you know how they pop up videos at the end, like little, "Oh, here's a video, here's a video, here's a video," hit on the same screen where your video just ended, right? Every single one is CNN, MSNBC, Fox. Every single one is this corporate fucking controlled crap. Okay? Now, I'm not saying I don't post those things, But this is not what YouTube is supposed to be. They're not supposed to be directing you to the corporations so that they can get, they can stream. People are here because they don't want to be on CNN. Okay, people are on watching the news. How hard is that to figure out, Google? Are you that fucking stupid, the management of YouTube? Okay, people are watching the news on YouTube because they don't want to go to CNN and watch CNN. They don't want to go to Fox and watch fucking Fox. Okay, they don't want to go to MSNBC. Get it through your fucking head. And here you are forcing it down everybody's throat. How stupid are you, YouTube management? How far up your ass is your fucking pea brain? God, it's so simple, and you just take this amazing, beautiful platform and just fuck it straight to hell. Because you're a bunch of money grubbing cunts. The sole reason. All right, so I've had my piece. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's always nicer when you're here. My name's Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. And every day I come out to fight for your freedom. Everybody's freedom. Because it's what I do. Because it makes me feel like I'm of some value to humanity. Okay? That's why I do what I do. So, and I know that I am, and I know that I have been for many, many years. I mean, these videos have been posted on every major, my Mox News video post have been posted on every major news outlet across the internet, back and forth 1,000 times. Okay? That's who I am. That's what I do. That's how I know I have been of value to humanity. Okay, so and this is why I ask you for help, so that I can continue to be of value to humanity, so I can continue to fight for freedom, so I can continue to call out garbage like the management of Google and YouTube and the ACLU and the EFF. Okay, fighting where those people should be doing the fucking hard work. Here's Mox News doing it. Okay. And it's so I when they blocked my video today, I just walked away. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I wanted to go break stuff. I wanted to break things, but I've had this experience on YouTube where this videos blocked worldwide meant that my entire fucking work, thousands, tens of thousands of hours of work is on the verge of going down the toilet because some asshole wants to act like they have the right to block fair use videos because they don't like the discussion that we're having, which is why YouTube is censoring everybody's comments, because they don't like us talking amongst each other. Okay, so I mean, it just broke me to the core, man, when they fucking, I mean, it's not their video. They don't have, CNN blocked a C-SPAN video that belongs to every single American. Like it was just no big deal. And they've done it again and again. And The Daily Show, NBC Universal, they do it on a regular basis. They're like, oh, that C-SPAN clip, we own that now because we put it into one of our fucking joke fucking news pieces, segments, right? So we now own that segment. You can't use it. The segment from C-SPAN, from the floor of the Senate, from the fucking hearing, you don't own that shit, okay? And Mox News has never acted like Mox News can make money off that. Okay, C-SPAN makes money off it. Google makes money off it. YouTube makes money off of it. Okay, Mox News never acted like, this is mine, so I'm going to commercialize it. Those people do it without hesitation. It is illegal. It's illegal for CNN to monetize C-SPAN video. It's illegal for MSNBC to do it. It's illegal for The Daily Show to do it. It's illegal, and it's illegal for Google to make money off of them doing it. Okay, this whole thing is a major criminal operation, and all these major corporate news outlets on the YouTube need to go. And I bet you that would be one of the first things PewDiePie would do if he was to take over the management of the channel. To get rid of all the fucking corporate bullshit. It does nothing but limit the people. And this platform is supposed to be about solely you, the people, we, the people. Okay. Who's giving out candy? I want some candy. I like candy. I love chocolate, but I can't eat it because it'll make me fat. Okay, so anybody else got anything to say? Because we're here on this call-in show thing, and I know you guys like to talk in the chat room and everything, but you kind of just leaving me hanging here all by myself if you don't call. I'm not talking to you, Michael. So, Jason in here? I keep seeing Jason in the daytime live streams, but I don't see him. I never see him in the night ones. Must be too late for him. Okay, so as I was saying, I would love a treat. If anybody wants to kick down for a treat, that would be very nice of you. Okay, so who watched the Integrity Farms Halloween special last night? Wilco. Wilco is sending me emails about Harvey Weinstein. That is not what I want to be thinking about, Wilco. I thought it was pretty good. As far as South Park Halloween special go, I thought it was pretty good. I didn't really care for the Jack and Crack one, so this is better. But you know, this one's about weed, and that one's about alcohol and crack. So, and Shelly's weed problem. Who wants to discuss their weed problem, huh? You got a problem with weed? Let's talk about it. Okay, so I'm here and I'm doing my end of the deal, and I talked and talked and talked and talked and waited for everybody to get cozy, and now it's time for you to uphold your end of the deal. Okay, if you feel like you don't have to. I'm not saying it's like on you or anything. I'm just saying operators are standing by. I think maybe I should call and make sure. Maybe I should call and make sure. Let's see, make sure the phone's working. Because the internet went out just right before we went on the air. The internet went out, and the phone lit up, and it was like, oh, bloop, 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 bloop. So let's make sure it's working. (805) 669 6397. It's working. It's working. Now you got me calling myself. Okay, thank you. Enough. Hello, caller. He hung up. Okay, so as I was saying, like my hat? Looks pretty good, huh? I'm thinking about wearing it everywhere from now on. I have a really nice, like, flowing kind of robe thing that goes with it. Oh, it'd look great together. All right, you guys. So, is that a marijuana leaf? Do I see marijuana leaf in there? Hashim. I can't just keep talking, you guys. I mean, I can, but that's not really what I want to do. Okay, I want to do a call-in show. I want to talk with you, not at you. This is why, you know, I haven't come out and done this for years and years and years. Not this, the call-in show, but the on-camera videos. You know, I do them very rarely because I don't want to be talking at you. You know, I mean, I want you to know what's going on with the the YouTube, and the Google, and the copyright bullshit. You know, I've always come out and let you know about that. But it's just the censorship and everything is out of control. And there are legal organizations who are in place who are supposed to help with this sort of thing, the EFF and the ACLU. And it really doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter about the, you know, what is in the terms of surface, or who owns the platform, because this is the largest public square. This is the largest soapbox in the world, which means that there's rights that go along with that. You have to protect the people's freedom. Are you still there, caller?
This is Muhammad.
Is it? Your accent sounds different today, Muhammad.
I have something to tell you, but you might not like it.
I don't like many things you have to tell me, Muhammad.
There's no God but Allah, and we should all confess.
How do you know that?
This is Muhammad.
Oh, this isn't Muhammad. This is not Muhammad. Funny.
I have something to tell you.
It's not your accent is different, Muhammad.
I went to Italy. I became Italian, so my accent is much different.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me. Yes, Muhammad.
Everyone should become a good person and listen to smart people.
Isn't a good person kind of subjective?
No.
I'm not making fun of you.
Happy Halloween, Michael.
Hey, it's good to hear from you, bro.
Well, better than nobody, right?
Well, I guess.
As soon as I hear a little beep or something, I'll hang up, because these.
Can you hear the
people are
beeps?
afraid to call you. I don't know why they're so afraid to call you.
I don't think they're afraid. I think they're just kind of entertained by my goofy face. So.
Well, you certainly have your. Are you going out tonight?
No. I was thinking about taking the dogs out, because I think they might like to look around, and maybe they can find a piece of candy or two.
Well, you look like the perfect guy to answer a door and hand out candy to kids.
You know, we live on a long block, and we're like the only house in the center of the block. And it's like the speed limit is like 45 miles an hour. So we just shut off all the lights and try and keep the kids from coming over to the house. It's too dangerous.
Wow, for traffic reasons.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to, you hear about kids getting hurt all the time, and I don't want them trying to get to my house for some stupid piece of candy, just so they can put themselves in danger. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I really wonder if they celebrate Halloween, and I'm pretty sure they do in South America, but in Europe, I don't know. Maybe all over. What do you think?
I doubt it. It just seems like a commercial thing to me, which is, just America. I mean, I don't know. I think don't they in Denmark all dress up like Santa or something for Halloween?
I wouldn't know that.
But no, I'm not sure about Halloween celebrations. I think that it's become very popular. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who love any reason to party. So, that's in those circles, I think it's become kind of popular. But I don't know, man. It's just this commercial thing where we fucking waste this money, giving kids shit that's bad for them, which, it's like, oh, we got to ban the cotton candy vapes, but we can feed them fucking mini Snickers all fucking day long,
Well, it's good to engage young persons, in a fun activity. But personally, I think Christmas is overrated. It's like the advertisements come out and the Christmas lights come out, and then you're literally watching the death of 20 million Christmas trees or more every year. And then you have to dispose of all these dried out Christmas trees after it's all over. And God knows how many houses burned down. And you know what Ron Bass said? He said, if you really think you're enlightened, go spend a week with your family. So you get the drunk uncle creating havoc, and mom and dad hate each other, but they demand the kids are there, and everybody's forced to spend their money. You know, you feel obliged to give the brother you hate a Christmas present or the sister you hate a Christmas present. And so I'm pretty much the Grinch for Christmas.
I always felt the same, even from the time I was little. The thing about killing all the Christmas trees really bothered me when I was little, man. Watching the Christmas tree die, like it's almost humiliating. It's almost like we're humiliated while it's dying. We fucking put tinsel all over it and lights and stuff, and the commercialism. I mean, there's so much waste. It's not just putting a present under the tree. It's putting it in a box and putting it wrapped in paper and putting a big bow around it, and it's just all that shit just goes in the fucking trash. It's beyond
everybody who follows that custom goes in the debt at Christmas time, and anyone who's been alive longer than 35 years knows that January and February are the slowest business months of the year. Nothing happens. All the jobs stop. People run out of money. So it's a pretty useless holiday to me, considering Jesus was probably born in July or something like that. So why? I mean,
it doesn't have anything to do with Jesus, dude.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
I thought it was all about Jesus.
I don't see anything about Jesus when it comes to Christmas. I mean, it's like other.
I'm sure you're aware that in some public places you can't put up a manger scene, but you can post a menorah. You know about that?
Yeah, well, or fucking spooky ghost or whatever. But
yeah, or a voodoo doll. But you can't put a manger scene in because of the division of church and state, but other religions, it's okay. But I'm not a religious person, so I don't really care. So I just think that, I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with me if I don't celebrate Christmas or Halloween.
I don't like it either, dude. It's not that, I just, for the longest time, from, once I outgrew this thing where it was like, oh, give me present. Once I outgrew that, it was just like, it's like, I don't like the fake fucking, all the family, like you're saying, the family has to come together, and then whoever's not in the room, we fucking talk shit about them,
Exactly.
and then, but we're supposed to be like filled with joy, and why aren't we filled with joy every fucking day? Okay.
Exactly.
I mean,
right
so I personally, I think it's a negative, honestly. I think Christmas is a major negative, and that we would all be your children would be much happier without it.
I think we ought to have a national marijuana day, like 420 or something like that, January, February, March 20th. National Marijuana Day.
Well, you know what I really want to see is, you see these fucking presidential candidates, and they all come out and they do their little fake thing where they have their fucking shot of whiskey or their beer or whatever, where's fucking one going to light up a big fat spliff, and puff, puff, pass, or take a fat dab. That would be somebody, and then I'd be like, hey, this person talking my language, man. And that would be the first time in my entire life a presidential candidate was actually, kind of like almost pandering to me for the very first time ever. Like, I love this guy.
I want to get a bunch of rookie cops in a room that have never smoked marijuana and film them getting high on marijuana and see what kind of personality changes they go through, and then maybe follow them through the next couple of months and see if their outlook on life changes a little bit. But I'm sure you've seen all the old grandmas smoking marijuana, taking bong hits for the first time. Remember that one?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah.
So,
no, I think that's an excellent. I would really like to see the cops on LSD though. I think a big fat dose of LSD, man, and just sit around and talk. Oh my God. I mean, it'd be interesting to have it out in the woods, you know, because I mean, you like instantly relate to everything around you, you know, so you don't want to be like in a cop shop or something. But man, I would love just to hear the cops on fucking acid just like spilling their guts and talking about how much they hate themselves, you know, be freaking awesome.
yeah. Oh, it's so bad.
Oh man.
You know, some of them are going to have bad trips, even if they're sitting out in the woods. They're just going to, you know, if you're a nasty person that's been trained,
if you're evil, you have evil coming your way.
Yeah, yeah. All your hidden ghosts are going to come to haunt you while you're frying on acid, and you better shake hands with them and get to know them pretty good. Otherwise, you're fighting the universe, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
there comes a point also when the person, without a label, the person doesn't need psychedelics anymore. You say, "Oh, I did that. I don't," because I live in a town where they take a lot of ayahuasca, and these are all New Age people, and they do it like once a week. And they say, "Oh, we're going to do ceremony." I tell them, "You're not going to do ceremony. You're a drug addict, man. You do this every fucking week. You're not a holy man. You're not learning anything new." But they keep doing it, and they think they're cool as shit. And I'm just like, I'm over it. I did all that shit in the 70s.
Yeah, well, I think once a year though, or so, Michael, would really be good. You know, like it just kind of just like blow out all the cobwebs. You know, all that fucking psychic shit dust that kind of just falls on top of you from every fucking direction. You fucking hit it with the LSD, and it's nice, shiny, brand new. You know.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of fake bullshit. You know, John of God, the great guy in South America, got busted as a child trafficker and a rapist. You know, and he was the ayahuasca king of the United States for the last decade.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's another fake shaman, a fake religious cult leader, a Jim Jones type guy. And so that's what I'm dealing with here in this town is a bunch of fake shaman and a bunch of fake holy men. You know, they had a fucking massage school here where the guy was an ex-convict molesting his female students. You know, so I'm so over all the fake shit. It's like, you know, once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year if you want, but just make it real. Make it a valid ceremony, not a fake ceremony, you know.
I don't know anything about ceremony, but you take a big fat hit of acid and it's going to seem like a fucking ceremony, especially if you only do it once a year.
Yeah, well, I would recommend anyone's going to do that, do what you said and go outdoors. And
yeah, you don't want to be sitting in front of a computer screen or a television. You want to go outside because everything becomes alive like never before in that situation.
Yeah, the energetic world becomes partially visible, and you can really relate to the trees and the soil and the wind and the birds and the animals and the sky and the earth. And, you know, you can learn some important things. But just, you know, you can overdo all the psychedelics too. I'm sure you know.
What do you mean? I can? You talking to me when you say who? You mean who? You talking about when you say you? I've taken like over 1,000 hits of acid, so you know.
Considering your attire, I believe you.
Well, it's Halloween, dude. But I've never. Again, it's one of these things where the thing I really like about acid is you can like kind of only take it once a month. You know, if you take it more than that, it just doesn't have the same effect at all. You know, even once a month might be a little bit much. So I've always liked that.
When you're a young psyche and you're exploring the world, and you want to explore the spirit world, or whatever you want to call it, the energetic world, and your own mind, you're a psychonaut, I guess is the actual term. You know, just don't drive a fucking car, okay? But, you know, go do it. Go sit around a campfire with your friends and find out about extraordinary stuff. But
Well, find out, you know, just feel good. Let all the fucking, like I'm saying, all the psychic dust that just fucking builds up and builds up. You got to blow that shit out, man. And if you go out in the woods and everything's alive and you feel part of everything, and when you see your friends, it makes you feel happy. You know, it really is, it really just blows all that dust out, man. It's a good thing. It needs and I highly recommend it for people who, like you're saying though, Michael, I get it. You know, once you get to a certain point, you don't need it that much, and you don't really need it anymore. Because I mean, I don't. I see the wonder, I see the joy everywhere. It's easy for me to be in this moment, you know.
yeah, well, I can eat some marijuana brownies and have an emotional cleansing if I just get really high on marijuana. And I don't need to go way off into the 90th galaxy from Earth and see the suns whizzing by, you know, or black hole explosions. I don't need that anymore. But
right, anymore, because you already have. You've already seen it. You understand that it's there and it's part of everything, and that you're part of it too.
yeah, well, also I'm an adult man, and you know, I got business to take care of. I got responsibilities, and you know, I'm lucky enough to have made it through the 70s drug culture with a good brain and a good body and a good heart. And, you know, I see all the problems in the world, and I'm wondering how many of those problems are actually going to be solved with psychedelics. A lot of them can be solved with marijuana, but corporations are people, my friend, and marijuana is a gateway drug. So.
Yeah, marijuana is the key to addiction. I think a lot of these people that are just, you know, fucking can never ever get off these hardcore drugs, you know, just feed them marijuana. You know, I mean, they'll get off of it. It might take a little while, but they'll get off of it. It's almost the only chance.
Look at our planet, man. The whole planet's so insane that we've irradiated the entire planet and the atmosphere. We've blown holes in the atmosphere with all those nuclear detonations. There's, I don't know, 30 or 50 nuclear power plants in France, and you got something up there in Washington. I think it's called Hanford or something that's leaking. It's a nuclear dump site.
Yeah.
And that's all that radioactive leakage is going down one of those rivers into northern Oregon.
Columbia River.
Yeah, Columbia River.
Yeah.
And
the Hanford site is just right basically on the Columbia River.
So you have that type of insanity coupled with the insanity that wants to squash natural beneficial things like hemp and marijuana and the healing oils and medicines that come from it.
And freedom of speech and that kind of stuff.
Right, yeah. And so why don't we see any of these people that are killing the earth get arrested? And why are we seeing guys that had a couple fingers of weed 25 years ago still in prison? It's just, we're not very sane as a species. What can you say? I don't, you know.
But it's programming. You know that it's programming. We're broken because we're programmed to be broken, and that's the thing. That's why we have to snap the fuck out of it. You know, we have to stop participating in this crap that makes us broken. You know, stop acting like that's okay. You know, I I don't know. I mean, you know.
Well, I'm like Pavlov's cat. You know, the government rings this little bell, and I just ignore it. You know, I'm not a fucking dog that's going to come lapping at the dog bowl of statehood. And I'm gonna do what you say and be happy and be free and be conscious and try to figure out ways to change
and be aware. Be aware.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Awareness is almost the most important thing. Awareness.
Yeah. And that's why, I keep pointing out that the real threat to our freedom and our happiness and all this is who the real enemy is. It's not Russia. It's not China. It's not ISIS. It's the U.S. government. And we have to recognize that. Otherwise, we're always just going to be slaves to them. So
I knew something was wrong. Way back in 1980 or whenever it was, when I heard Ronald Reagan first say the words "trickle down," I said, "That doesn't sound right to me. That sounds like somebody's pissing on me."
Exactly. No, you know what that makes me think of is in Maui. I lived in Maui for a couple years, and there's this park on the let's see, I think it's on the south east shore. It's called Hana, right? And
Yeah.
and they have like the 7 pools of Hana, and it's like they're one right on top of the other. And the kings used to bathe in the top pool, and they'd actually stand up and they'd piss, and they'd piss right fucking straight into the fucking stream, and it just go down and go all over everybody else. That's what I think of when I think of trickle down economics. So all the fucking rich people in their fucking in their heavenly pools pissing on the rest of us.
Yeah, and it hasn't worked. Anybody still believes that if you build up big corporations and somehow it's going to benefit the middle class is crazy. It doesn't work. If you want to fix the country in an economic way, you grow the middle class, which is the opposite of what's been going on. The middle class has been shrinking. The lower class, the poverty class, has been growing by 5-10 times, and the rich keep getting richer. And so under those circumstances, you're ripe for a revolution, but everybody's too dumbed down. You got the pharmaceuticals. Oh, if I stub my toe, I have to go to the doctor to get some Xanax, because I'm so stressed.
Well, they are stressed. They're stressed. They're overworked. They're underappreciated. They're constantly bombarded with fear fucking programming. I mean, of course they're stressed, and of course they think that this is what we've talked about people, the common man. I honestly feel the average American just wants 1 minute to just fucking relax and enjoy something for just 1 fucking minute. If I could just relax for 1 minute and enjoy this thing that's right in front of me, it would be so easy. But there's just fucking everything is pulling me every direction, and there's just So I'm not trying to make excuses for them. At the same time, I believe that that you kind of have to. You kind of have to have an understanding and empathy for them.
I have empathy for them. I've been writing songs about the working class for 30 fucking years. Even before I was geopolitically literate and savvy, I was watching my countrymen. I've been under pressure my whole fucking life.
All of us, dude. All of us. That's what I'm saying. I'm not denying that it's you. I'm saying all of us. And I think some people respond to that pressure better. Marijuana users, for one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Free weed to the next 10 callers. Free weed to the next 10 callers.
And all these people who you're saying they turn toward the Xanax or whatever, that's kind of in their mind's eye, that's just them being an upstanding citizen and doing what they're supposed to do when they have this stress issue, right? Because only a criminal would turn to illicit drugs,
Well, that's cowardice, dude.
It's not. It's programming. See, again, there's your label where you want to, okay, so there, we got them fixed. They're fucking cowards. They're always going to be fucking cowards. No, it's programming, and we have to fucking break the programming. We have to help them break the programming.
Maybe you're right, and maybe I'm being too strict, but it's just that I never relied on any pharmaceutical drugs to get me through life unless I had broken ribs or fucking, open fucking wounds or I got burned or something like that.
But you're not a color within the lines kind of guy, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't actually have a lot of choice. I never had health insurance. I had a bottle of aspirin and some marijuana and coffee.
And when your mom has you going to the doctor on a regular basis for whatever reason, and your mom decides, well, he's acting out in school or whatever, and maybe he needs to take a pill, and you're just you don't want to be a problem for your mom, so you try taking the pill to see if that helps. You know what I mean? It's just all this shit, man. You can't blame them, dude. It's not fair, I don't think. I think that's just going to be more part of the problem for everyone if we try and attach the blame to them.
My father was an idiot, but I think he probably said a couple of true things to me during my life. And one of the things that I think was true is that he said the poor person today lives better than the king in the 15th century because we got hot water, we got gas to cook on, we got refrigeration, we got better housing. We got hopefully waterproof houses, roofs and stuff. So I'm not recommending everybody live the brutal life that I lived as a fucking stonemason. You don't want to do that job.
My dad was a stonemason.
For his whole life or just for a little bit?
After he left the CIA.
Oh, your dad was in the CIA? Well, that's quite a job turn from CIA to stonemason. Did he go crazy or what? What's up with
no,
that?
he went undercover with the FBI. That was part of his cover. He went undercover with the FBI and the DEA, and he was in charge of keeping track of all the biker gangs on the West Coast.
Well, but to be a stonemason, you got to be a tough guy. So was he a tough guy? Was he really doing it?
You would see him at the bar, and he'd be one of those guys who would arm wrestle two guys at once.
Holy shit! Well, it sounds like you have a very interesting upbringing.
I got my first gun when I was 9.
And judging by your headdress today, I would guess that you're like a senior member in the Illuminati, also.
I don't know anything about the Masons or whatever, but my dad did. He knew a lot about it. So
I'm joking with you, brother. I don't think you're a Illuminati guy. I actually like your PHARAOH outfit. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it was my roommate's son. I found it in a bag in the garage. I think it's my roommate's son's.
Oh wow, good you.
He's a tripper.
Well, that's cool about your dad, though. Wow, what a guy. Huh.
He left my mom when I was 4 years old, and I didn't see him again until I was 9. He's very complicated, and he was an alcoholic, and he fucking and I think I broke him. I mean, when I was 16, he put $1 million cashier check in front of me and said, "This can be yours in 5 years if you just listen and do what I say." And I pushed it back in front of him, and I said, "You should take that and all the rest of your money and go spend it. See if you can actually put a smile on your face, because obviously this doesn't make you happy, so I don't know why you would wish it on me." And after that, he pretty much crawled into a bottle and never came back out. So,
how old were you?
16.
Holy shit. You remember that day?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's quite a decision for a 16-year-old. I don't know if I would have made the same decision.
Well, I'm not saying that it was the smartest decision in the world or recommending that that's the way. You don't want to break your dad or whatever. But I think, of course, you remember the day when a $1 million cashier check is put in front of you.
Yeah, well, we remember the important days of our life. I remember I was this wasn't an important day, but along the same lines of sentiment, I was about 11, and my dad he was doing the timing on an old Ford station wagon with the wood paneling. Remember those old, Country Squire or whatever it was? And he said, he wanted me to come out there and look at him and watch him do it. And he said, well, if you want to be like me, you got to learn this stuff, Mike. And I told him, I don't want to be like you. And he just he stopped, and he didn't know how to respond. And I was just a kid, 11 years old, but I already knew I didn't want to be like my dad. It's like, you know, so I commend you on your decision to forge your own identity. And a lot of, you know, in all of the mythologies of all of the world, you know, Zeus kills Kronos. The son always kills his father in order to become a man, you know. And so that's kind of a tribal thing. The American Indians had a bunch of different kinds of ceremonies to bring young men into adulthood.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you're, but you can extend that same sentiment to anybody in your life. You can look them in the eye and say, I don't want to be like you. And that's fine. That's noble.
That's what it means to be a free man.
Right, exactly. I don't want to be like Obama. I don't want to be like Bush. I don't want to be like Trump. I don't want to be like Bernie Sanders. I admire Tulsi Gabbard, but I don't want to be her.
Do you see the latest video with her talking about 9/11 and stuff?
No. What did she say about it?
She said every American should be standing with these 9/11 families and standing for 9/11 truth. I have that. She just said that an hour ago. I just posted it.
Holy shit. 9/11 truth.
Yeah. It's right at the end of the video. So it's an 11-minute video or 12-minute video. So you have to click to the end if you just want to hear that part. But she said everyone should be standing with these 9/11 families and standing for 9/11 truth.
Yeah, well, she seems to be pretty verbally skilled so that she can hint at something she might know, but not come out with it directly, at least before the election. Because, you know, you don't want to give the mainstream media food to attack you with, you know. So she went right up to the line and she stopped. So that's a mark of an intelligent person.
I think she knows the line pretty well, man. You know, I mean, she's been there. She's been knee deep in the shit. So I think she knows the line pretty good and knows how to go right up to it and fucking hold it. Not just go up to it, hold it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you and I are pretty well educated on what we think happened on 9/11. But maybe she thinks it was.
She's primarily talking about the Saudi families that escaped justice by leaving the country after all the airports in the country were closed.
Yeah, the Bin Ladens and all that.
Yeah, she's saying that she wants the government to reveal the names of those families involved in 9/11, and the government's refusing to do so.
Well, the reason the Saudis are generally considered to be connected to Jewish bloodlines is because there was a Ottoman Turk who was a Marano. His name was Ataturk. He's a very famous Turkish general. And his family married into a desert tribe called Wahhab. And that's why Saudi Arabia, it has Jewish blood in it. That particular so-called nation is actually a Jewish satellite, really. So, I mean, most people don't know that history. They don't even know what a Marano is.
Yeah, it's always seemed odd to me that they get along with Israel the way they do, when no one else in the region seems to be able to.
At one time, they stood up for Israel. That was 73 or something like that. But and most people that have heard of a couple things about the Middle East think that Israel was attacked by 5 nations at once in the war. What was that? The 6-Day War? I think that was 67.
Yeah.
But no, Israel preemptively attacked 5 Arabic nations at once. You know, they destroyed the Egyptian Air Force on the ground before they ever got off the ground, and the USS Liberty happened at the same time. And
that was 1967 too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Levant affair happened shortly after that, which was another frame up by the Mossad. So, yeah, Saudi Arabia is a tricky fucking country run by savages, apparently. And, you know, they're deeply connected with Israel. And every fucking war, you know, including Iraq and Afghanistan is basically it's a war for Israel, and they would have us do the same thing in Iran if they could. So I'm not anti-Semitic. I don't want to be accused of being anti-Semitic, but I know the history, and the public has been hoodwinked for decades and decades and decades, and smoke marijuana and become free, my friends. Corporations are not people.
Pay attention. Okay, Michael, it's good to hear from you.
Okay, I hope somebody else calls.
Okay, happy Halloween.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, so, so if you want to call, the number is 805 Mox News, or it's 805-669-6397, 805-669-6397. Operators are standing by. Hello.
Ding dong.
I think you're trying to start a trend. All right. So anyways, I would let you talk, but you just give me too much silence, man. I mean, I don't want to just leave silent air. I'm waiting for you to say something. And it's just like silent, silent, silent. I'm like, okay, I'll say something. And, so you're welcome to call, especially if you have something to say. So anyways, everyone's welcome to call. This isn't about these people or those people. This is about everyone and us coming together and moving beyond the fear, moving beyond the censorship controlled Google, YouTube crap, and connecting with each other and talking about who humans are, where humans need to go, and why it's so important that we try and come together and make it happen now, instead of leaving it on the next generation to come after us, because it's a massive task. And if we don't start, I don't think they'll be able to do it without our help. So we should do our part. That's all I'm saying. And the biggest part of it is us moving beyond all the bullshit and coming together. Okay? Moving beyond. We have to reprioritize everything. Money can't be our God anymore. Okay? It's what's brought us to this point where, it's just about trying to squeeze one more penny out of that, one more penny out of that. That's why buildings fall straight down on 9/11, because of I can't even say that with a straight face. Anyways, there is no other presidential candidate in the 2020 election or any other time that you are ever going to hear talk about 9/11 truth. Certainly not in the Republican or the Democrat Party. Although I do believe that Ron Paul actually did talk about it a little bit. And he did it again. He also was doing his best to go up to that line. He says, he made, right before he left Congress, he made this speech called "What If," and he says, what if the government is lying to you about what happened on September 11th? And then he went on to ask, what if all these other things? And it's a brilliant speech. And I don't know if I have posted on this page or not. I know I've posted it again and again. And if you get a chance, if you haven't seen it, it's worthy watch. And I think that this is what Tulsi's doing. She's saying, what she's saying is, I also know the government is lying about September 11th. That's what she's saying. Basically, that's what her actions are showing us. She knows that the government's lying about September 11th, just like every other presidential candidate, just like Donald Trump, who went on Alex Jones' show like 50 times before Alex Jones became a lunatic.
So you need to press 1.
I'm pressing 1. Stop telling me what to do. Mohammed.
Hello?
Hello?
So what happened on 9/11?
Again, I don't know what happened on 9/11. That's beyond my pay grade. But what I'm pretty certain of is that the government is lying about what happened on 9/11. And what Tulsi Gabbard just said in this most recent interview with Tucker Carlson an hour ago, which I have posted on the front page of Mox News, is that every American needs to stand up for 9/11 truth. Okay?
What are you going to accomplish 20 years later? What are you going to accomplish?
We're going to find out who the criminals are and hold them accountable. And
You're gonna hold Mossad agents accountable?
I want to hold every fucking member of Congress accountable who's voted to go to these fucking bullshit wars based on lies so that they could pad their own fucking bank accounts. You bet I want to hold Mossad accountable if you can, if it's at all possible, even if it comes down to fucking, you know, the fucking extreme prejudice. With extreme prejudice, I want to hold them accountable. If you understand what it is that I'm saying.
What exactly are you going to do? What can you possibly do? We find out tomorrow.
We can drone strike any fucking place on the planet in a matter of seconds, from what I understand.
So violent. So you want to perform violence against
the people who fucking are responsible for funding 9/11? I want to perform violence on them. You can count on it.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Bull fucking shit. Those people cost us trillions of dollars and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of lives. Innocent lives.
But you're feeding into the military-industrial complex.
No. We're standing up against the military complex, industrial complex, saying they are directly responsible. They are directly responsible. They have all that millions of people's blood all over their hands, and they should be held accountable also.
So who do you want to drone strike? You want to drone strike?
I want to drone strike whoever's name is on the fucking letter that signed the receipt to give fucking ISIS a bunch of weapons. Okay, I want to drone strike their whole fucking neighborhood. And I want to say, this is what we do to war profiteers. And if you associate with war profiteers and you get drone striked, well, then maybe you should have picked your friends a little fucking better.
I don't know. Doesn't make much sense to me.
Well, that's what they do. That's what they get away with doing. That's what they deserve. Doesn't make any sense to you? You don't really care about the truth.
No, I do, but I think that's not realistic. I think what's realistic is maybe, putting evidence in front of maybe a grand jury and bringing them to trial and sending them to Gitmo.
I'm all for that. Got a beautiful spot down by the beach.
But if you're talking about drone striking, Israel,
I didn't say anything about drone striking Israel. You're the one who keeps bringing up Mossad. You're the one who keeps bringing up Israel, not me. I didn't say anything about Israel.
Yeah, but you said you want to drone strike Mossad. That doesn't make any sense. I
said I want to drone strike the people responsible, and if that's Mossad, fine, so be it. I don't give a fuck.
Oh. So, do you have a hard on for Trump too, or
yes? Fuck Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a horrible human being. The best Donald Trump has ever been in his entire life is these last couple years as president, and he's still a horrible scumbag human being.
That's not very nice.
What do you mean? The guy fucking, his wife, his supermodel wife just had a retarded baby because his fucking seed is so destroyed. And then he fucking goes out and he's out partying with some diseased porn star, his gold digger wife, who would never have anything to do with him if it wasn't for the fact that he has a big fat fucking bank account.
Well, number one, the kid got retarded because of vaccinations. If you want to deal with reality.
Well, then why is he letting people force us to have vaccinations on our kids?
Hold on a second.
Why is he making kids mandatory vaccinations for kids if that's true and he knows what the truth is and he's seen the results of it?
I think he has a lot of shit on his plate right now, don't you think?
Well, he's letting little children fucking become retarded because including his own.
Listen, you got 95% of the swamp, attacking them on a daily basis. You got 95% of the media attacking them on a daily basis.
The first thing he did was sell Saudi Arabia $500 million worth of weapons because they pay in cash. Okay, Saudi Arabia is fucking responsible for 9/11, if not someone else, like you keep saying.
Oh, come on, it's Mossad in Saudi Arabia that was behind 9/11.
Boom. Okay, so and he goes straight to our enemy and fucking gives them a ton of weapons, which they're just going to pass on to fucking ISIS, which are going to be used to fucking plot some kind of horrible attack in the United States or fucking Europe. And you know it's true.
Well, listen, he's not perfect, but compared to what we had for the last 30 fucking years, he's a lot better than, Hillary, Bush's.
I agree.
Obama.
He's better than Hillary.
Would you prefer to have Hillary Clinton as the president?
No, I get that. I've said again and again, giant douche or turd sandwich. This is the problem with America. Those are always going to be our choices, and we deserve better.
Well, you look at Trump, he's dealt with a shit sandwich. What the hell is he supposed to do with
No, he is a shit sandwich.
Back on a daily basis. You got the media attacking him, creating all this nonsense and all these false accusations against him on a what? You got the Russian hoax, now you got a Ukraine hoax. But give the man a chance.
I agree. The whole fucking place is a swamp. It's a sewer, and we all deserve better.
We're talking about a real estate tycoon taking upon a position as a president that he has zero experience on. Give the man a break here. He's trying to do the best he can, for Christ's sake. He's not perfect.
Look, you know what? I wish that I could like Donald Trump, okay? But he is a fucking not likable human being, okay? He looks into the fucking camera straight into your eyes and says, I know nothing about WikiLeaks, okay? What kind of bullshit? And you're just going to take that from somebody who you're supposed to look to for fucking leadership? After he said, oh, we love WikiLeaks. I know nothing about WikiLeaks. Fuck you. You deserve better. And I don't mean you. I mean Donald Trump. You deserve better. You deserve better. That's all I'm saying. We all deserve better.
Well, I think there's a lot more going on with WikiLeaks than, him saying one thing and then contradicting what he's saying and going in a different direction. You never know what's going on. Maybe they're trying to bring Julian Assange to the United States so he can go, start telling everybody that was Seth Rich that was behind the DNC leak.
Yeah, that's what the DOJ wants to do with Julian Assange, I'm sure.
Well, you never know.
Because the FBI and the DOJ hasn't fucking progressed that fucking dialogue the whole time. We're going to all of a sudden take a 180. They're going to all of a sudden correct themselves and say, oh, no, that was a setup and it was all a bunch of bullshit. And actually, the FBI murdered Seth Rich.
The FBI murdered Seth Rich? Wasn't Hillary Clinton? Come on.
The FBI shut down the hospital where Seth Rich was at, where the doctor said
it was Clinton and the crooked FBI working hand in glove with each other.
That's Hillary Clinton. The Clintons are murderers. I'm not arguing that.
Whoever killed Seth Rich, it's got to be the DNC, Hillary Clinton involved with the FBI. Okay, so whatever. It doesn't really matter. He's just dead. The reason why he's dead is because he dropped a dime on the DNC and Hillary Clinton and sent it to Julian Assange. That's the reality of it. And you don't know. Maybe the DOJ is investigating this. You got William Barr that has an open investigation. You got Durham doing his job. You don't know where the chips are gonna fly at this point. So you just never know.
I know where it would fly if Tulsi Gabbard was president. She's already said that she would. She's already said that she would pardon Julian Assange of all fucking charges that the United States brings against him.
I don't trust anything she says.
Okay, so where the fuck is Donald Trump? He says, I don't know anything about Julian Assange, and fucking a real human being, a real man, Tulsi fucking Gabbard, steps up and says, I will pardon Julian Assange of all crimes brought against him by the United States and the Department of Justice.
Listen, I don't trust anybody that's a CFR.
Yeah, well, you got your little label. I'm glad you got your little label attached to her. Doesn't matter what she says. I got my label on her. She's one of those. I'm not going to listen to a single word she's saying or any action when she just got done saying every American needs to stand for 9/11 truth. Yeah, I'm not listening. She's a CFR. I'm not listening. What the fuck, dude?
I agree with some of the things she says, but she's still a CFR. And anybody that's a CFR member is a slippery son of a bitch, and I wouldn't trust her, okay? She might be pacifying.
Anybody who's a member of Congress is a fucking slippery fucking person.
Okay, but if you're CFR and a member of Congress, you're as slippery can get. So trust me, I don't trust her. But hey, you want to be gullible and trust her? That's fine and dandy, but I wouldn't trust her.
I want to listen to what people are saying and recognize who's saying important things and who's saying shit like, I don't know anything about WikiLeaks. Because he thinks you're fucking stupid. He thinks your fucking attention span is 5 seconds long and you don't know what he said 6 months ago. That's why he says shit like that.
Okay, so what's the big deal? I don't understand. So he contradicted himself.
So he thinks I'm stupid. So what? What's the big deal? That's fine. Maybe I am stupid. If Donald Trump says I am, right? If Donald Trump acts like I am, come on, dude. We deserve better. And Tulsi Gabbard is that. And you can have your little label, but she's talking about important shit. And that's the only reason I say anything about her, because no one else is.
Matt, sorry. She's not going to save this country. And she has no shot. It's not even realistic. She has like 0.0 chance of ever becoming a
That's what the mainstream media wants you to believe. The same exact thing they said about Donald Trump, isn't it? Isn't it? It's the exact same thing they said about Donald J. Trump, didn't they? Didn't they?
From the second he went down the escalator, he's been attacked relentlessly by the media. Okay?
And you don't think Tulsi Gabbard's been attacked relentlessly by the media? Is that right?
Yeah, like there's like specials on her on a daily basis.
No, they're
every single. Come on.
No,
man.
they're doing the exact opposite. They're doing everything they can to have a blackout on her. Open your fucking eyes. Okay? Have fucking the slightest bit of logic. Okay? They're doing everything they can to keep her off the screen. You know this is blatantly obvious. Fucking Amy Klobuchar, who has zero support, is fucking on every channel 3 times a goddamn day. Okay? Figure it out. You're smarter than this. Don't buy into the bullshit. Otherwise, you deserve bullshit.
I'll be voting Trump 2020.
Well, then you're buying into the bullshit. I mean, if it's turd sandwich or giant douche, then I get it. You want to vote for a giant douche. I totally understand. Okay? But if it's actual human being Tulsi Gabbard against giant douche, then you might have a fucking better option. And maybe you should keep your mind open instead of fucking making your decision.
Let me ask you a simple question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Why is she a member of the CFR?
Because it's a way that you can raise money. Because it's a way that you can grow. Because it's a way you can fucking be part of what's happening. Okay, and have your voice heard. If you actually think that there's something that needs to be said in that organization that they might not be hearing, like every American should be standing up for 9/11 truth. What other presidential candidate have you ever heard say anything like that? Maybe she wants to inject that into the dialogue of that organization. Duh.
Fantastic.
Duh.
Fantastic.
Duh.
That's not realistic.
Duh.
To raise money? It doesn't make zero sense.
Of course it does. You have, oh my God. Okay, never mind. Nothing I say makes sense. You're absolutely right.
No,
Everything you
I-
say makes sense. Nothing I say makes
No.
sense. It's fine.
no, you're getting very defensive here. I'm not.
I-
You take what I'm saying the wrong way.
You just attach a label and say, now I'm going to disregard everything that person says.
No, I'm just saying that.
Yes,
sometimes
that's exactly what you did.
I'm saying she's just saying things to placate.
Oh man, yeah, because that makes her so popular amongst.
To buy into her nonsense.
That makes her so popular, but amongst her war criminal fucking colleagues.
Hold on a second. You told me that she's a CFR member is because what? She wants to raise money.
That's part of the situation.
And she's really legit. Do you think any CFR member would give her money?
It's not her. It's not that. No, they have events, and you're on a list, and people give money. Okay, it's a lot more organized than her just being, that saying that the members of the CFR are going to give money to her. Look.
I don't think she's using the CFR to raise capital.
Okay, good. Well, then she's doing. Okay, then she's doing exactly what I said, which was to interject her voice into this place where she thinks it needs to be heard. Okay, that makes sense.
You're talking about the CFR, the most evil SOBs on this planet. Okay, these are the people. These are the people that are the brain trust who come up with the ideas of a 9/11.
Right. Have you ever heard this? Have you ever heard this saying?
Using ISIS to galvanize the population and to go into war. Come on,
right.
These are the geniuses behind all this. And you're gonna tell me that she's a part of that?
What I'm telling you is, have you ever heard the saying, keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer? Okay, you need to know what they're doing. If these people are as dangerous as you say, then you need to know what they're doing. Okay, and so okay, look, I get it. I hear what you're saying, but it doesn't seem like you care about anything else. Okay? And when she's talking about 9/11 truth, how important is that? How don't you want to hear that fucking spoke across the mainstream media again and again and again? She's the only fucking hope of that. Come on, dude. Come on.
I think if Trump was able to control his government to the point where he's able to put the right people in, I think he probably would go into 9/11.
If Trump was able to grow a pair of fucking balls and do the right thing, he can't do the right thing. He doesn't know how to do the right thing. Yes, you can go right ahead. Go ahead. I'm just saying.
He's so inundated by all the pressure that's put on him by coming from every freaking direction that he can't even think straight, for Christ's sake.
Okay, so if the heat is too hot in the kitchen, then you should get out.
When he has a 2-year witch hunt about Russia that's based on bullshit, when you really look at it, was the DNC that was colluded with Russia and Ukraine. Now they're doing something else.
And if it was truly based on bullshit, then a real man would just be like, that's stupid, and everybody knows it's stupid, and we're going to keep moving forward. That's not going to distract me. Okay, I have important things to do, and I have the power of the people behind me, and I'm the most powerful man in the world, so I'm not going to get distracted. But if there's this little bit of truth in there, and you have to fucking keep defending yourself because you're some kind of a thin-skinned egomaniac who, just like, I mean, he defends him. He fucking fights with little kids and shit, dude. It's like fucking Chris Cuomo the other day when the guy called him Fredo. He fucking lost it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're the most powerful man in the world, you should be able to go and walk away and take care of your fucking job. Okay?
Yeah, but we're talking about an insecure man
that makes no sense whatsoever, who's had every fucking thing in the world given to him.
His father was the
Everything.
governor. His brother's the governor. He's, he's the mental midget of the family. So.
Oh well, yeah. There's something wrong with that guy. No, I think he's fucking crackpot, dude. I think he's really messed up in the head.
Well, you listen. You have zero ethics or morals if you're working for CNN.
Yeah, I agree. They're war criminals, in my opinion. You know.
Yeah.
Spreading war propaganda is considered to be a war crime. So that makes them war criminals.
It's no different than Goebbels in World War II. No different.
There you go.
It's more high tech compared to what it was 60 years ago.
Yeah, they got this psychological operation thing figured out, man.
No question. Yeah, they got you fooled to think Tulsi Gabbard's AOK candidate.
Oh yeah, because you think that Donald Trump. I mean, come on, dude. You know, I mean, and the only reason that I bring her up, the only reason that I have any faith, and it's not that I have faith in her, it's that she's saying important things. Nobody else is going to bring up 9/11 truth throughout this fucking presidential candidacy. She did it just a couple hours ago. Okay, if she was the president, that tells me she would do it. If she was the nominee, that tells me it would become part of the dialogue. And is there anything that you'd want more than that? Than have 9/11 truth be fucking.
I would love to see 9/11 truth uncovered and everything and all the dust settled. And I would love to see Bush in jail for the rest of his life and Cheney in jail for the rest of it. But if Gabbard's ever going to be, the craziest scenario that she becomes president, which I highly doubt is ever going to happen, she would have to clean house. She would have to fire half the CIA and the FBI just to
and all the DEA. She's going to end the drug war, and she's going to fire every fucking DEA agent there is. That right there would make the world a so much better place.
Yeah, but if you're going to uncover 9/11, you would have to do that because the current CIA, the way it's structured now, and the players inside the CIA now, and the FBI will never release what's going on 9/11.
Yeah, no.
You got family members scratching their heads saying this never ever happened before. I saw the Tucker Carlson piece. They're scratching their heads. This was never this cover up that has never ever happened in American history before. So you would have to just dismantle those. Probably the last 30 years of what the CIA has created.
And if we don't start on it soon, it's never going to happen. And so this is the only chance for that, dude. So I mean, how can you not want to just take a chance? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to vote for her for president, but damn straight she should be the fucking Democratic nominee.
No, but listen, the DNC, Hillary Clinton still runs the DNC. They'll never allow her.
Which is again exactly why she should be the fucking nominee. And if we decide that she's going to be, which the people of Iowa look like they might do. And if the people of Iowa vote for Tulsi, they make her the winner in that state of the primary. That's what skyrockets people to the fucking front of everything. Is Iowa. And from what I understand, there's more Tulsi Gabbard signs in Iowa than anybody else.
Maybe so. I've seen crazier things happen, but I don't know.
I'm just saying, she just said every American needs to stand for 9/11 truth. Come on. There isn't anybody else I want representing us. If that's what just so we can talk about that shit, because nobody else is going to let us talk about it. And we're all desperate to fucking talk about it.
No, I hope so. But
well, you can help make it happen, dude. You can help make it happen if you focus on what's actually important, which is what she's saying, as opposed to this label that you want to attach to her.
Hey, listen, nobody, twisted her arm to become a CFR member. When I see a CFR member with anybody.
And if I ever get the chance, I will ask her just for you. Okay, you have to fucking please settle this CFR bullshit, because everybody who's against you, that's the only shit they have on you. So please address it. So I will, I promise you, when I get the chance, I will ask her that question.
Or you and I would ask her, because I don't think she's going to be going to state of Washington.
I think she is, actually. I think she's coming to Washington pretty soon.
Oh, yeah? All right.
Yeah.
Let me know.
All right, I will. I'll find out.
Okay, ping pong. Talk to you later.
Okay, man, good to hear from you. Hey, see, that guy, you would think he's like so much smarter, right, than you would think from the whole Bing Bong thing, right? But I don't know. The Bing Bong thing may be something that I don't really recognize. It's all theater. Yeah, it's all theater, except for someone's actually saying important things that we're never going to hear from any other person. Okay? So if it matters to you that someone's saying important things, then you should act like it matters. Go and give Tulsi a donation. Again, last week I said everyone owes Tulsi a donation, because she's brought this into the dialogue that Hillary Clinton was a queen of the warmongers. How fucking sweet is that to your ears? Hillary Clinton is the queen of the warmongers. There isn't anything sweeter to my ears than that. And then she says that just a couple hours ago, she says every American should stand for 9/11 truth. Okay? And that just like fucking, it's like I hear angels, like ethereal angels, just oh in the background, you know? I mean, this is fucking magic. This is nothing could be more important. And for whatever reason, again, this is what the label gets you. Okay, you attach this label to someone, which is what we talked about again and again and again, is, you know, people attach these labels to themselves. Oh, I'm a conservative. I'm a liberal. You know, I'm a progressive. You know, and they attach them to other people. Oh, you're one of those. You're a CFR, or you're a fucking libtard, or you're a conservator, or you're a fucking whatever. You know, they can't wait to attach the label to you. And then they can completely disregard whatever it is that you're saying, no matter how important. This is why attaching labels is completely worthless to you, and to attach them to yourselves is to limit yourself. To attach them to someone else is to make it so you can no longer hear what they're saying. The importance of a presidential candidate in the year 2019 saying every American should stand for 9/11 truth. Every American now owes Tulsi Gabbard another donation. Okay? Because there is no more important words that have ever been spoken during a presidential candidacy since the year 2001. And that's the fact, Jack. Okay, so I don't give a shit what label you want to attach to this person, that person, again. Okay, if this person is saying important things, then you need to listen. And if you attach some retarded label to her or him, you're not going to be able to hear what they're saying, because your own personal bias clouds your vision. Stop doing that to yourself. Stop doing that to your world. Okay? Open up. Stop protecting yourself. Open yourself up to the world, and see that there is a brighter tomorrow if we can drop the labels and come together and see truth and fight for truth. Because if we come together to fight for truth, not fucking Republican truth, not Democrat truth, not some stupid fucking group, okay? Your stupid fucking group is a petty little personal bias of yours, okay? Get over it. Okay, what matters is all of us getting there together, because if we all don't move together to get to the brighter future, there is no hope for this species. Okay, and we don't need the elites. We don't need them. I guarantee you they will buckle to us once we come together. But if we don't come together, if we don't drop the labels, there is not a bright future for us. There is endless war. There is no 9/11 truth ever. And and there's nothing but, darkness until the species gone. It's just fighting, ugliness, hatred. That's what the programming is. And when you see someone stepping outside, if you have a label on them already, you're not going to recognize the importance of what they're doing by stepping outside and saying, no, that reality is a programmed falsehood. Okay? And here's what I see happening. And I think that other people see this too. And that's why we all need to stand together and speak out. This is all I keep saying. And she's such a good example of that. I mean, she's island girl. She loves nature. She's a surfer. You don't know. I mean, the island people, they love nature. They love Mother Earth. They, surfers, they love nature. They love the earth. She's a martial artist. She's a veteran, a war combat medic. Okay, a combat medic. They don't even carry guns into war. They go into war in the worst places, knee deep in blood, and they don't even carry guns. Okay, you don't think she's going to be able to stand up to anybody? She can stand up. She can stand eye to eye with Putin. I'm pretty sure. Okay, and so whatever. I've been in the shit. I can get through this. So that's all I'm saying about that. I mean, I look, I hear the angels. Someone as important as a presidential candidate, a sitting member of Congress representing the great state of Hawaii, saying every American should stand for 9/11 truth. Come on. How much more important words are you ever going to hear during this presidential campaign? There's none. There are none. Okay. Every single American owes Tulsi Gabbard a donation. Okay. And just so she knows that you want to hear her say this more and more and more. Okay, she knows that you appreciate her going out on that ledge to say something that no other presidential candidate will ever say. Okay, because we all know that the government's lying, but how many politicians have ever stood up to say anything like that? How many? I can count them on less than one hand. She's one of them. So please consider what she's saying. Okay, you don't have to take my word for it. Just listen to her without your little label. Just listen. Okay, she's trying to do what's right by everybody, just like Mox News, not by progressives and liberals, by everybody. Just like Mox News, just like I keep saying, those labels, these things that you want to, I'm a liberal, it's just, you're so much more than that. It's just so meaningless. This word that's just used to put you in a fucking corner, where now we can keep you in that corner, and you really don't even have the freedom yourself to move out of it, because I'm with these people. No, you're so much more than that. Okay, so please just stop the labels and listen. You know, that's why I can communicate with everybody who calls, because I listen. I hear what you're saying. You know, I get why people want to like Donald Trump. Okay. I mean, because it's this program, it's beyond the programming thing. It's this thing in their heart where they want America to be great again. Okay. They want that so bad. Do you know what would make America great again? Every American standing for 9/11 truth. Duh. Okay, that's how we make America great again. Every America coming together to stand up, to say enough. Okay, this is what Tulsi Gabbard is saying. Okay, that's why I'm fucking sprung on Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, beyond the fact that she's attractive and a surfer and an island girl and a martial artist and a combat veteran. Okay, beyond all that, what she's saying, you know, Hillary Clinton is the personification of rot that is destroying the Democratic Party. Okay, anybody who supports Donald Trump should hear the angels sing. Oh, when you hear those words. Okay, and it's so much more eloquent and on the spot than fucking crooked Hillary, lock her up, lock her up. You know, it's like you know, it's just like it's almost like poetry. You know, and I just, you know, it's just, that's what matters. And that's why I will post everything I can of her. Not because she's good looking, not because she's a surfer girl, an island girl, a martial artist, a combat veteran. Not because of that. Because what she's saying is so much more important than what every other presidential candidate is talking about. Okay? And how you refuse to recognize that, however it is, whatever label it is you use to attach so that your vision is clouded, just listen. Just drop your personal bias and listen, because this is actually important. And that's the only reason I'm posting it. Not because I believe in some congressperson or a presidential candidate, but because what she's saying matters. What she's saying is something you'll never hear from another presidential candidate. And what she's saying is something we're all waiting to hear from our fucking leaders. And now one of them saying it, and you're like, oh no, she has this label attached to her, so we can't pay attention to what she's saying. Okay, that's really, really unhealthy for you, and you should figure it out. Okay, so I have talked enough. I have talked enough. I know I have. So I'm pretty sure I made my point that everyone should stand for 9/11 truth, fuckers. And you're going to have this opportunity. You have this opportunity. If you actually want to stand for 9/11 truth, then you actually have the opportunity to vote for someone who's calling for 9/11 truth. When have you had that opportunity before? Please let me know. I would love to hear all about it. When you had the opportunity to vote for someone who's calling for 9/11 truth. Okay, you have that opportunity now. Okay, everyone does. Start acting like it. Start acting like you understand that there's a media blackout of Tulsi Gabbard, because they hate her saying things like Hillary Clinton is the personification of rot that's destroying the Democratic Party. And they hate her for saying things like every American should stand for 9/11 truth. There is a complete and utter blackout, media blackout of Tulsi Gabbard. Okay? And you understand it. It's very simple if you're able to think logically. Hello, caller.
How are we doing this evening?
I am pumped up. How are you doing?
Well, I'm in your chat room trolling the shit out of it, so I figured I'd give you a call.
All right, you gonna troll me now?
No, I'm not gonna troll you, but I see how your heart is so filled up with Tulsi Gabbard when she's a puppet too. They're all puppets.
Okay, so which one of the other puppets is saying every American needs to stand for 9/11 truth again? Because I forgot.
Yeah,
But what?
$25.
Huh?
How about pay $25 cancer stuff? Because that's anyway. One is but something. All it is it's fake. Two, in fact, if you look, no.
Okay, you're cutting. Listen, you're breaking all up. Okay, like we're only getting every third word.
Here, is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. So Tulsi Gabbard is just as deep state as all of them. Even I'm starting to think even Trump is too. And I was a big Trump supporter, but this is all fake. It's
Okay,
all,
but she's talking about important things that must be recognized.
yeah, and you're taking
What?
it's pulling on your heartstrings and it's working.
Dude,
that's the whole point.
do you not want people? Do you not want a presidential candidate talking about 9/11 truth?
I would like a real one to talk about the truth, but when she's
Okay,
part of the CFR,
okay, so see, because you want to attach your label, and you actually have one now who's talking about 9/11 truth. You actually have the opportunity to say, "Yay, I finally have this," but instead you stick some stupid label on it, and you fucking act like what you're hearing doesn't matter.
Because what I'm hearing really doesn't matter because they say the same thing.
No.
To pull one side,
No.
and it against the other.
You've never heard a
doing this for years.
You have never heard a candidate say anything like this. You've never heard a candidate fucking bash Hillary the way Tulsi did. Fucking call her out totally. You never seen a candidate fucking wipe the floor with Kamala Harris the way she did. She destroyed Kamala Harris candidate in one fucking head-to-head 5-minute fucking session. She destroyed Kamala Harris. She will do the same with every other candidate, including Donald Trump. And yeah, she may not be the savior that you seem to think that I think she is, but she's saying things that we are desperate to hear and no one else is. So fucking recognize.
No, I recognize saying things that people are desperate to hear, but you're saying it yourself. You're telling us that you're desperate and you need to hear something to feel better.
We all are.
Wake up.
We all are.
Feel better. The truth is, they're all fake. Hold on, wait, let me finish. They're all fake. For instance, Tulsi Gabbard. There's emails from Julian Assange WikiLeaks dumps that even prove that she's been in contact with the pedophile John Pat. All part of the same club. It does.
Well, she was a DNC vice chair, dude. Of course she's fucking in contact with John Podesta.
As far as with all these people, Trump wiped the floor with everybody else too.
Trump doesn't do it in the same way. She does it with facts, and he makes them into fucking retarded cartoon characters.
Tulsi Gabbard, Trump's daughter, they're all Talmud. Okay, once you wait, and then you will see the or what.
Okay. We're only getting like half. We're only getting half of every third word. Okay, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to. You know how to hold the phone to your mouth, and you're not doing it right. So if you want to talk, see, there you go. Now you're doing it correctly.
So I live out in the country. My internet is really terrible.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunate with that because I don't want 5G. But yeah, they're all Talmud. It doesn't matter.
Look, I get what you're saying. Okay.
Agenda.
Okay, no, I hear what you're saying. Okay, I'm gonna let you go because we're not hearing. We know it's hard to get what you're saying, but I get it. Okay, they're all fake. They're all part of the fucking scam. This taking advantage of the American people, and they're taking advantage of people who are desperate to hear, things like, the truth. 9/11 truth. There are people that are desperate. We've been waiting for how long to hear things like that? Okay, how long have you waited to hear a presidential candidate talk about 9/11 truth? Tulsi Gabbard just did it 2 hours ago. How long have you waited to hear that? Okay, now you can either recognize that there is a presidential candidate fucking talking about 9/11 truth and go kick down $5 for Tulsi because she earned it. She stepped outside the box and earned it. Just like she did with Hillary Clinton being the queen of the warmongers. Come on. No, these are important things. Okay. You want to act like, oh, crooked Hillary, it's saying the same as crooked Hillary. No, she said Hillary Clinton is a vampire who makes money off of fucking every drop of blood that's spilled in the desert, who never saw a war that she didn't want to vote for. Okay? Who's happy, who will never tell you for 1 second that she regrets what she did in Libya. Okay? Tulsi Gabbard's different. Okay, and I get it. You're falling for it again, and but look, dude, she's saying important things. Okay, and if you want to just disregard someone who's saying important things that we've waited years, if not over a decade, for someone to be saying in this context, okay, then you can disregard it. But it's happening. And we can keep it happening, or you can disregard it and act like it never did happen, because that's exactly what the mainstream media would like you to do. That's exactly why they don't have Tulsi Gabbard. Oh, excuse me. Exactly why they don't have Tulsi Gabbard on a regular basis is because she says things like this, and they hate that. That's the last thing they want to talk about, because they're all involved in the cover-up too. Okay, and and if she did get our support and she did get up there, then we could say, Tulsi, you talked about 9/11 truth. Now's the time. Madam President Tulsi, you talked about 9/11 truth. Let's go there now. Let's actually get these fuckers. Okay, and I hear you. That's a fucking pipe dream. But when someone's talking about it who's in a position to make it happen, maybe we're just this much closer to it than we actually were, yesterday. And if we actually got behind this person, maybe then we'd be this much closer to it instead of this much closer to it. And I'd much rather be this much closer to it, if not this much closer to it. Because if enough people got behind it, we would be this much closer to 9/11 truth. If every American did stand for 9/11 truth, meaning they got behind Tulsi Gabbard and said, yeah, okay, we're going to overlook the labels and we're going to go, all right, Tulsi, 9/11 truth sounds really fucking good. We've waited for fucking 20 years for 9/11 truth. And if you're the one who's going to bring it to us, then we're going to all get behind you and make it happen. Okay, then she has a mandate to fucking go and give us 9/11 truth. And there's nobody, it's not even on the radar anywhere else in the fucking discussion. And again, this is why there's a media blackout of Tulsi Gabbard. If Tulsi Gabbard was on the fucking MSNBC, CNN, Fox News 3 times a day, like Amy fucking Klobuchar, nobody. If she was on like her 3 times a day, Tulsi Gabbard would be the nominee. Okay? And they are fucking terrified of that potential, to the point of right now in Iowa, they're doing everything they can, the Democratic Party and the media, to get the fix in so that when the primary happens, they'll be prepared to make the outcome that they want. Not that the people want, not that the people voted for, but that they want. Okay? And if we all stand up for 9/11 truth and get behind Tulsi, when they do that in Iowa, we will burn the motherfucking place down because we've had enough of their bullshit shenanigans. Okay? And I mean fucking corn-fed fucking Iowa farmers will burn the motherfucking house down. Okay? And you think that they're not radical, but they're ready. They've had enough. Okay? They don't want to be a pawn in someone's fucking trade war games. Okay? They want to be a priority for any president to fucking make sure that their businesses are secure. Their family business that they've owned for generations are secure and able to make it through another fucking generation, hopefully. You know? and the people that, and everybody else isn't talking about this shit. So if you actually want somebody who's talking about stuff that matters, you have that option now, and it's being made clear to you. There is no other choice. And if you think there is, you know, if you think that Elizabeth Warren's going to get up there and not be Pocahontas in front of the whole fucking world, stand on the same stage with Donald Trump, you know she is. She's lost all her credibility, and that's all there is to it. Okay, caller, what you got?
Hey, happy Halloween.
Hey, happy Halloween to you. Thanks so much for calling.
Yeah, this is Chris in Olympia. Thanks for your program. I appreciate listening.
Hey, Chris, it's good to hear from you.
Following some of the comments, there was a candidate in 2016 who did call for a new 9/11 investigation, and that was Jill Stein. And if you go to the Hill, which is, you know, it's not a radical publication, it's a newspaper.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, no, I agree, Chris. I agree. I'm not arguing that point. What I'm talking about is the candidates that we actually know exist, and you know what percentage of Americans actually know Jill Stein exists.
Well, that's true, but I am, and I mean, more people are learning about Tulsi Gabbard, but and I know that you're really suspicious of polls, but I did just quickly look at the polls for Iowa for the average polling over the last 5 polls, which goes back about a month, and it's Warren, Biden, Buttigieg, Sanders, Klobuchar, Steyer, Harris, Yang, and Gabbard. And right now, she does need support if somebody wants to send her money because to get on the debate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like she met the criteria for donors, but she didn't meet the criteria for polling. And there was one other kind of ambiguous criteria to be in the debate. And I don't know about participating in the Democratic Party at all. In a way, aren't you kind of condoning the illegitimate process that's rigged against her by participating in it?
I think that that's partially why. I know that's why she stepped down at the DNC when they wanted her to take over after Debbie Wasserman Schultz was disgraced. But I think that's why she's not running for Congress again, is because she doesn't want to be involved with she doesn't want to be a Democrat anymore. I don't think she wants to be a Republican either. You know, I think she wants. I think she might be looking at forming a new political party, although everybody else seems to think that she's looking at some kind of cabinet position or something in a Bernie Sanders
or Elizabeth Warren administration.
Yeah, possibly.
Well, first of all, it's Halloween, and I hope everybody's going to watch a good scary movie later tonight. What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm not real big on scary movies, honestly. I'm not sure what I would say was my favorite scary movie. Maybe I like The Shining a lot. I think that's probably Stephen King's best movie ever. So that might be that's like the only, other than Creepshow, that's the only Stephen King movie that I actually like. But
They Live is kind of a horror movie.
Oh, They Live is a great movie. If you haven't seen They Live, that's one of those top 5 movies, man. You really need to see that one.
maybe a good movie for Halloween because a lot of people are in costumes in that movie, unbeknownst to the
Right.
person watching. So apparently Donald Trump has moved his house, and he's not, or he's his official residence from New York to Florida.
Huh.
That happened in the last day. He said that he's pissed off about the taxes and the politics on Thursday night, and is officially moving his residence to Mar-a-Lago, which I guess kind of makes him like Al Capone, right? Didn't Al Capone end up hanging out in Florida before he went to jail?
Yeah, I guess. He's just scummy, dude. He hates New York because they're going after his taxes hard. So if anybody, New York is going to publish his taxes, it looks like. So, make it public. And he fucking hates that.
Yeah, and he hates just his wife being in public. He doesn't like the negative parts of his life to be in public at all.
Yeah.
He's one of the most narcissistic people
Thin-skinned
who has ever been president of the United States.
Yeah.
And that includes, I think, Bill Clinton and his wife, who also are despicable people. But
yeah.
He's like a special kind of a narcissist.
Yeah.
Which kind of ties into this what happened a couple of days ago, and this is what I've been reading about tonight, different perspectives about Donald Trump being booed at the World Series a few days ago.
Yeah.
And what that really means. And one of the articles I've been, kind of looking over is this article from the World Socialist website called Donald Trump's booing at the World Series makes the Democrats and the media nervous. And basically the article says that, it's kind of out of the ordinary for a president to be booed. It did happen in the 30s, and it happened in the 50s. It's happened in American history, but it hasn't happened very recently. It's a little unusual, but the way that the media responded to it was, instead of saying that the public is really pissed off for a lot of reasons with the president and with the Congress. Like Congress isn't off of the hook.
Yeah.
Or the media. They're not happy with any of it.
Yeah.
Right? So, but instead of saying that the people are angry, they said that the people shouldn't be disrespectful to the office of the president.
Yeah, I hear it too. I hear every single commentator, saying Don Lemon saying exactly that same thing.
Yeah, and so this article goes through the different folks and some of the people that they were speaking to, like Delaware Senator Coons, for example, and the implications of it. But there was one thing I wanted to share, and I thought it kind of clicked with what was going on about the mood of the country and the divisiveness or the divisiveness of the country. And this is the quote from this article. It says, "In the end, however, like many other unprecedented or startling events occurring in the United States at the moment, the World Series incident was not truly or simply about Donald Trump. In fact, virtually the entire American political, media, and corporate establishment is wildly unpopular. The grotesque social inequality, the mass destruction of decent jobs and pensions, the calamitous results of healthcare and education for profit, decades of neo-colonial wars, and bleak prospects for tens of millions of young people have combined to undermine the belief and the confidence in the capitalist system and its political frontmen. It was this later sentiment, the lack of belief and just confidence in the system, the pervasive popular disaffection and the danger it signifies, that caught the attention of and seriously troubled certain politicians and commentators in the wake of the jeering and heckling in Washington. For such people, the sight of large numbers of people on their feet, training their anger directly at the top political official in the country, clearly conjured up scenes of mass action that frightened them. In other words, although Sunday night's event was not an act of open rebellion by any stretch of the imagination, the overreaction to it by the more politically sensitive was a correct anticipation of what they know must be coming." And I found that to be a pretty accurate description. I don't really see people very happy. When you talk to people, I don't talk to a lot of people, but when I do, and the conversation turns around to politics or social conditions, they generally are not very happy.
Yeah, no, I think that article sounds brilliant. Where was that published at?
It's published at a website called WSWS.org, and the article's title is called "Trump's Booing at the World Series Makes Democrats and the Media Nervous." It's a socialist website.
Yeah, I'll be right back. You go ahead. Go ahead, Chris. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I think that their criticism, though, is super valid, and some of the things that these commentators say, like Joe Scarborough says from this article that Joe Scarborough angrily tutted about the hostile reception to Donald Trump. Scarborough absurdly repeated several times that the booing of the president was un-American, while his sidekick described it as startling and sad and sickening that, they were talking about the president. Joe Scarborough went on to say, "We are Americans, and we don't do that. We don't want the world hearing us chant, 'Lock him up,' to this president or any president." As events unfolded and popular opposition finds its voice in footing, Joe Scarborough and the others are likely to find many other opportunities for registering shock at what Americans will do. And they did that with Occupy Wall Street too, right? How dare the people fucking go out into the streets and hold a sign and say that they're not happy?
Right.
It just isn't it's not something I want to look at.
It's like the most American thing that people could possibly do.
So that's a good article because it's a pretty good media criticism. And then there was this other thing at the Onion, which again, it's Donald Trump mortified after World Series starts booing him. And it's a pretty good thing. I would encourage people to read it. I won't read it, but basically what it says is it's from the perspective of Donald Trump, and he imagines that the crowd is booing at Melania instead of at him, because how could anybody boo at him? So the whole paragraph is just crazy, but it is a pretty good reflection of how the man is off kilter. Like George Bush was also off kilter. But this is one of the quotes that says, in Donald Trump's voice, "Listen, there are a lot of things about Melania that I don't like. I've definitely thought about replacing her. Hell, I got caught up in a chant for a little bit there too. But she should be able to attend a baseball game in peace." Someone even pulled out a sign that said, "Impeach Trump." And that's silly, because I don't think she can be impeached. Overall, we were incredibly embarrassed for Melania, but she was able to put a brave face on it. I went over to counsel her, and she didn't seem bothered by it at all. So that was like a piece of that, and that's from the Onion. And
That sounds hilarious.
It is, and he has done some good things, and I think, in terms of like trying to bring troops home from Afghanistan or stating he wants to bring troops home from Syria, but the other side of the coin is like on domestic policy, the environment, labor laws. You could go on and on about a lot of horrible things that have happened to working class people here in America in the past 2 years. So.
There's no doubt you can go on and on about what's happening in America. I don't know. I just keep coming back to this thing about Tulsi Gabbard, and she's just saying things that you don't hear from anyone else, and it just seems like that's what matters. That's what you look for in a candidate when you hear these things that are important and nobody else is talking about it. You're like, yes, this is it right here. And for whatever reason, people got their little labels again, which are just meaningless, worthless to your life. And because you have that little label attached to her, you're like, I can't even hear what she's saying. So it's sad.
Well, one thing, it is, I guess it's sad whenever the media censors points of view. That's sad, whether it's an anti-war message or a 9/11 truth message. That keeps all of us in the dark.
Which is what she is. She's definitely an anti-war message.
Last note on Halloween before I let you go to deal with Halloween things. there was a woman who died in Indiana, apparently. I just saw this a couple of minutes ago. This is from the New York Daily News. It says, Indiana woman found dead with python wrapped around her neck in a house filled with snakes.
Huh.
Yeah, she was in a house with 140 snakes. 20 of them were hers. And when the police showed up at her door, she was unresponsive, 36 years old. And there was a reticulated python that was 8 feet long, loosely wrapped around her neck.
That's a crazy person. I mean, you know. I mean,
Happy Halloween.
yeah.
Be careful of the crazy people out there.
All right. Good to hear from you, Chris. I love it when he laughs because it you know, you could hear, you know, it's coming from deep down. Hello, caller.
PHARAOH.
What now?
Ramesses. PHARAOH.
Oh, what's up, Jay?
PHARAOH. This is Moses.
Who's?
This is Moses calling.
Oh,
Moses with a capital T. Moses is calling to tell you to let my people go.
No, you got it
Let
wrong.
my
No,
people go. You cannot keep them in bondage anymore.
It's let my people grow. Let my people grow.
PHARAOH.
Grow.
Ramesses, let my people go.
Grow. Let
them
my people
serve me
grow.
at the rallies across the great promised land of America and re-elect me in 2020, or I will send great plagues upon you. Great plagues.
Ah, bring it.
Law and FEMA camps, and we shall put you in and lock you up.
Ah, you're not going to get me in one of those.
The Lord of Trump, let my people go.
No, let
I
my
am the
people
modern-day
grow.
Moses. I am the deliverer. I am the head of the mega church across America, the nonprofit organizations that support me at the rallies. And we shall send great plagues upon you, PHARAOH.
Well, that's nothing new.
We will increase your taxes. We will burn your pot plants. All
No.
pot plants across America will be burnt up with unquenchable fire.
I love fire. Fire is cool.
Smell the smoke of the pot plants.
And when
Let
I am
my
president,
people go.
I vow to put a bong in every home and a hit in every
The
bong.
Lord God of America is rising up with the Trump Judeo-Christian New Age mega church and shall burn your flesh as it were fire.
You're a little obsessed with fire, huh?
We are already, the Lord God of Trump is already rising up in California and burning the state.
Oh, that's really
Burning
sad.
the state.
I hate that. That's sad.
Ramesses, you are you are a very good looking man, Ramesses, but you will not stand against Moses with a capital T. You know who Moses with a capital T is? He is the deliverer of America.
He's a basketball player, right?
He is taking America into the promised land where the Dow Jones Industrial Average goes to 50,000. And your 401ks go to $2 million. We can print more worthless fiat money and deliver this nation into the kingdom of Trump and the Trump dynasty. It will not be a Pharaoh monarchy. It will be a Trump dynasty. Let my people go. Let my people go. You are of the radical left. You are a lefty Democrat of the devil. And the Republicans are of the right, and they are the righteous. The Lord God does not put a difference between the Republicans and the Democrats. Thus saith the trumpet, the Moses of America. Donald Trump.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Try again. Hello, caller.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I am.
Took you long
rocking.
enough to get that cocksucker off the phone lines.
Well, you know, he's entitled to his time. You want me to cut you
No, he's
short,
not.
do you?
No, he's not.
You want me to cut you short?
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Why would I do it to the last guy?
Is it because I'm black?
I don't know. How am I supposed to know you're black?
I'm on camera. You don't see me?
No.
Oh, you're messing with me.
No, I wish I could see you. That would be awesome.
Well, can I come on the show if I got a webcam?
Hopefully, shortly, we'll be able to make that happen. Right now, I don't have that ability, but in the very near future, like the next week or two, I'm hoping that we'll be able to do that.
Okay, how do I donate to the show?
Well, there's clickable links in the text body of the video.
You're stupid.
Or
think
you
I'm
can
gonna
go
donate
to
the
Mox
stupid
News.
Show? Shut up, idiot.
Really? Are you sure? Oh, that's all I got. He wants to call me an idiot. He wants to call me an idiot and then hang up. What a pussy. Hello, call. I mean, I try to continue to talk to him.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
How rude. It's Halloween, man. What's up with you?
Oh, is that why you're dressed up? I thought you were actually maybe a pharaoh or something. I was wondering why you look so pale.
I don't get much sun. In the Northwest, we don't get that much sun up here.
Northwest? Where? In Egypt?
Seattle.
Seattle? Oh,
Seattle.
do you know Arab Andy?
Nope. Should
You
I?
don't know Arab Andy? He
Should I?
streams too.
Should.
He
Oh,
used to stream. He was the guy responsible for that campus, that big campus incident. I don't know if you saw like the bomb threat and everything.
he called in a bomb threat?
No, so he was a live streamer. He walked around with Bluetooth speakers, and you could donate, and it would play any sound effects you wanted off YouTube.
Oh, huh.
So someone donated a bomb sound effect, and he got into some big trouble at the UW campus.
Oh, well,
I
I
think it
don't.
was like two years ago now.
I didn't hear about that. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. He got arrested and everything. They charged him and
That's just.
changed his life forever.
Yeah, the police state is out of control in this country, man.
Yeah, it really is. And the thing is, he couldn't afford a good lawyer, so he kind of got stuck with all those charges. He had to plead it and just eat it, basically, over some guy just donating, playing sound.
If you have a public defender, you're just screwed, man. They're not going to fight for anything.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. So I agree.
But this is all over like a $4 donation. That's the craziest thing to me, you know?
You know what? The people, it's just like I said, the police state is out of control, and it's gonna fucking grind us all into a fine powder if we don't come together and make it stop.
Yeah, I agree completely. But how would we even go about that?
Well, the internet, man. I mean, we need to come together and reprioritize. We need to have like a global fucking summit on the internet and discuss things for like a month, and then reprioritize everything and during that discussion, and then say this is the way it is, and then we just all sit down, right? The whole fucking world sits down and says no more money to the elites. This is the way it is, and we're not going to spend another fucking penny until you listen to us. And if they don't, I think honestly that within hours of us all sitting down and stopping spending money, we will get their attention within hours, because all they care about is fucking money.
Well, yeah, you can see they all give themselves raises.
Yeah. No.
It's just a corrupt system, really. Once you're at the top, that's it.
Yeah, we can take back control of this planet, but we have to move beyond all the bullshit labels. And I'm a progressive and I'm a conservative, and I'm not going to talk to one of those. You're one of those. I'm not going to talk. We got to move beyond all that petty bullshit and come together so that we can all be included in making a brighter future for everyone.
Yeah, if we all get out there and we take our schmecks out, it's the best route, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right.
And if we vote for Harry Schmid as president, too.
What's your name?
Harry, actually. I'm Harry Schmidt.
Okay. Well, thanks for
From the
calling.
chat.
Okay, Harry. Thanks for calling.
All right, go fuck yourself.
He's fun, huh? Thanks for calling, Harry. There he is, Harry Schmidt. Harry Schmidt. Is that like sweaty balls? Sweaty balls. Hello, caller.
This is your ultra conservative friend of the union again calling. How you doing? Nazi?
I am good. Who is it?
This is your friend, the news unit, the ultra conservative Trump reporter.
Oh, good to hear from you, news unit.
Yeah, I was waiting for Moses. You hung up on me. I was just messing with you. How you doing?
Okay. There was other callers I wanted to.
I know.
We were kind of stuck. We were kind of in a little bit of a.
You got the PHARAOH headdress on, and I had to say something. But anyway, listen, I'm going to tell you who I'm going to vote for in 2020 this time. I voted for Trump last time, but I'm switching gears. I'm making a complete about face, and I'm going to vote for Michelle Obama.
She's not running.
You really think she won't run? Honestly,
not against Trump.
Not
She
against Trump?
might run in the future, but she's not going to run against Trump.
So you think Hillary's going to come back to the polls?
There's no way Hillary's going to put herself in a position to get spanked by Trump twice.
Well, somebody just said that Bill said that he was asked about it, I think today even, and they said that his response was he's not sure if she's going to run or not.
Okay, this is a fucking ploy that the media and the Clintons and the people who want the Clintons to have power make. They act like she's still a viable person to be put into the presidency, so it seems like she still has that power. She's a fucking worthless, used up rag who needs to go away. And the last thing she's going to do is put herself in a position to get spanked twice in a row by Donald Trump, making her look like one of the most despised humans in political American history.
Well, we'll have to see what Michael Moore has to say. He's the expert, right?
He's just a fucking talking head. He's not any different than the rest of them.
So let's say that Trump gets impeached now, and it goes all the way through, and it gets finalized. And what's the last vote that has to take place there?
The last vote?
Yeah, to impeach Trump, fully impeach him.
When they have some kind of a trial in the Senate, and then they do a vote. Then they do a vote in the Senate after they've fucking agreed that he needs to be impeached in the House.
Okay, so then what happens to him? Is he still president, or does Mike Pence become president?
No, he's still president unless they decide to bring some kind of criminal type actual charges against him. And I think it has to be the Department of Justice that brings the charges, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, so say they impeach him all the way, and then they don't bring the charges against him. He's still president. He can still run again in 2020. So what's the use of it all?
I believe the purpose is to get the Senate back into Democratic hands.
That's all it is, and it just doesn't mean anything other than that. He's president, he runs again, and gets reelected. Yeah,
just a political ploy for the Democrats to try and take the Senate back, I believe. Because they're desperate and they need something. They have zero fucking support from anybody. Everybody hates Congress. Everybody hates the Democrats. Everybody hates the Republicans. That's why no one's voting. So they're desperate.
You think we could get one of these situations where an independent rises up, like Ross Perot or Ron Paul?
No, the only hope is for the people to fucking get behind Tulsi Gabbard. That Ron Paul's done. He doesn't want anything to do with politics other than to be a commentator anymore. Okay.
She's the Navy. She's the Navy pilot, right?
She's a medic in the Army National Guard who's gone to Iraq War in 2006 at the height of combat to be a medic.
Wasn't she an airline pilot too for a while? I think so.
I don't know if she's an airline pilot or not. She's not a military pilot from what I understand.
That was the one. I thought that's the one we were talking about. That was the pilot.
I'm not sure. What I know is what she's saying. What she said 2 hours ago was that, every American needs to stand up for 9/11 truth. Okay. I've been waiting for 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, I have the interview is at the top of the Mox News YouTube page right now. She just said that 2 hours ago. And and there's no one else saying anything. I've been waiting.
Yeah, nobody, the entire Democrat Party never said anything like that, did they?
Last week, she said Hillary Clinton is the rot that's destroying, the personification of rot that's destroying the Democratic Party. Nobody's ever said anything like that. She's not like them. And again and again and again, you will hear Democrats say Tulsi Gabbard is not a real Democrat. So if you're looking for someone who's kind of outside the fucking boxes, she's the person. And she's got this combat veteran experience where she was a medic at the height of combat in Iraq, which means she's fucking used to being knee deep in blood. So standing up on a stage against Donald Trump ain't gonna be no thing.
So people get so scared of Democrats because they think that they're going to take the guns and they're going to do everything against the Second Amendment and all that, and free speech. Well, Obama never took any guns. We were talking about that one day with some friends. Obama never took our guns. He never went after guns, even after all the school shootings.
Yeah, Obama.
People wonder about Trump. Trump's sort of a Judas in the weed. He's going to betray America. I don't even believe him, actually. I think that he's more for law enforcement. Trump seems to get behind law enforcement, and he wants this military-style law enforcement with all these armored vehicles and guys running around with M4s and shit and AR-15s, but not we the people. They don't want we the people disarmed, and they want us to trust our law enforcement and just ignore everything else and kind of wave the flag and just kind of get sucked into this Trump dynasty and what I've talked about before.
Yeah.
But maybe she won't be too bad. Maybe she's actually pro-constitutional. Is she pro-gun? Is she pro-we the people is what I'm saying.
She, like I said, she's talking about stuff that matters. She's talking about bringing home all the troops, ending the fucking bullshit wars, ending the bullshit drug war, disbanding the DEA. It's just a fucking waste of money. That the only thing they've done is brought us a fucking heroin epidemic, So she's to me. There's nothing more. There's nothing more powerful than those statements. The every American needs to stand up for 9/11 truth. We got to end the failed drug war because it's just a war on the people. We got to bring the troops home. That's the fucking golden key right there. If we had the 9/11 truth saying that it's all bullshit and all these wars that we've caused, that the Pentagon has caused, is all based on bullshit, and all of our fucking liberties that were taken away, and the government spying on every single one of us every single day, is because of 9/11, which was all completely bullshit, then yeah, we got to bring the troops home. Yeah, we got to stop being the world's police. Yeah, we got to stop spying on every fucking American. And yeah, we got to make a better fucking plan.
Now, would she start to appoint a bunch of Zionists and all that to run the banking system, like Mnuchin and all that kind of people?
I don't think so, but I can't tell you, because she's so outside the box that when you see, it's almost like a Donald Trump kind of character, because when you see the entire Democratic Party saying she's not a real Democrat, you kind of think that she's not going to go inside that box to get people to be in her cabinet. You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like they even wouldn't want to, although they fucking change their tune once somebody's in power, like they all.
Now, I got another question.
Like with Donald Trump, Lindsey Graham said, if you really want to make America great, I have a clip. Lindsey Graham saying, if you really want to make America great, tell Donald Trump to go to hell. Okay. So like I said, they all change their tune once, the person gets into power. Go ahead.
What about Nancy? What about Nancy Pelosi? What do you think of her? What do you think needs to be done with Nancy Pelosi?
I think, these dinosaur politicians need to go home. Okay, they need to go away. We need people who are not gatekeepers. We need people who want to move us into the 21st century instead of keeping us in the fucking 19th fucking century status quo bullshit.
Did you see her? She looks like she has 4 eyebrows.
That's what I'm saying, is people are not sane, because they've done so much evil. As you do more and more evil, it just rots your brain. It makes you into this.
She was giving her speech today. You have it on Roxy.
Yeah.
She was giving her speech, and she she was telling all about the republic, saving the republic and the Constitution, and then she shifts gears right into a democracy. So I just got a quick question for you. Are we a republic or are we a democracy? What should we be? And if we're pledging allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, why not change that to the democracy for which it stands? What are your feelings on that?
It seems like this is some kind of a fascist plutocracy, out of control police state. There's no fucking democracy. There's no fucking republic anymore. The government's spying on everyone. They're taking every fucking picture your 12-year-old daughter takes with their cell phone, regardless if she fucking sends it to someone or not. They fucking pull it into their fucking file and it stays there until they can use it any way they fucking choose. Okay? Every text message your 16-year-old son sends on Facebook to fucking buy weed or whatever, they grab all that shit, man. It's just pure evil. It's supposed to be the land of the free. They take every single one of those people up there take an oath to protect our Constitution, not to protect the country, to protect our Constitution, which means your and my rights. And they do anything but. All they do is whittle away at our freedom and our rights every single day in every way, shape, and form they can.
Well, we're in this new world of social media, which I call it anti-social media, because it really doesn't bring anybody together. We're so connected. I think we're disconnected. I mean, there should be 22,000 people watching your show right now instead of 22. And this computer-enhanced chaos that we're in, a friend of mine calls it social polarization. He says that we're involved in a massive segregated society now, where everybody gets on YouTube. And they used to do, I remember you were saying this, they used to do response videos. We had a lot of fun on YouTube. We were able to communicate with one another. Nobody flagged each other.
Yeah.
They would agree to disagree with one another. They would get on and make a response video and nobody kill each other over it.
Yeah.
And tell YouTube about it. And now we've turned into an anti-social, chaotic culture of chaos, where we're turning into a snitch society, basically. Everybody's extremely sensitive. They're hypersensitive. It's ridiculous.
Nobody
And
fighting for free speech. Free speech is somehow evil now.
And even amongst us, we the people, were fighting each other. That's wrong. We the people got to cut it out on YouTube. Quit flagging other channels. Quit telling everybody they're a troll. If you got a comment to make and somebody don't like it, don't be such a snowflake. And, let it sit there. I mean, if somebody's got a difference of opinion, the moderators are quick to jump on people. The moderators need to allow for free speech too. That's ridiculous. I mean, if somebody's getting whaled in the hand and they're just doing something that's a real problem, well, then you got to take steps to remove them. But if you got to be able to handle things. We're too sensitive, and it's becoming a legally insane situation where, like you said, they're going to be able to use this stuff against you later on in this new snitch society, this high-tech snitch society.
Yeah, no.
All excessive security and surveillance, and 40 million government federal employees and contractors, and all of that. What do you think of all this coordinated surveillance and how it's killing we the people right now? It's killing we the people right now. It's not necessarily. I know I don't like the way YouTube and things are going down, but I'll tell you what, the truthers and patriots, they're killing each other. The truthers, everybody's got a crony capitalist venture of their own. They want their own Patreon, GoFundMe accounts, all that kind of stuff. Well, look, I retweet your videos, and then somebody would say, well, don't do this. You're going to get him more subscribers. Well, it's not, that's what it's all about. It's about networking, because we're we the people and we actually give a shit.
It's about this information is worth sharing or it's not. And the reason there's not 22,000 people watching this show right now is not because I don't have 117,000 subscribers, which I do. It's because YouTube is fucking with the people. YouTube doesn't, out of 116,000 subscribers, probably, less than 200 get notification that this is actually happening. That I have a live stream going on, and that's just a bullshit game. Another way that they've cut out, us communicating with each other, as you're saying about the video responses, and not only that, but they've made it so you can't just even private message people anymore. You know, I can't just send you a message and we can have a discussion outside the fucking anger that's going on in the comment section, you know, or try and talk something out, not in public, you know, and it's just, and it's all, I believe it's done purposefully to make
Yeah,
us
there's
very,
some kind of
very
runaway,
frustrated. They're trying to make us
artificial
angry.
intelligence.
It's like, have you seen the movie Kingsman? You know,
No.
with okay, it's a very good movie. It's a spy movie, and it's about it's a kind of a James Bondy thing, but it's about an evil villain who's a billionaire who owns a cell phone company, and he gives everybody free cell phone service if they use his SIM card, and the SIM card has the ability to take away people's inhibition and make them very angry, right? If he flips a switch, the SIM card makes people angry, and then they lose the inability to fight that anger, and they fucking express it. And so it's a very good movie. I believe something like that is going on with YouTube. That the people, you know, when you go to make a comment and you fucking, you know, you think of something very intelligent and, you know, to say because it's important to you to express about what's happening in this video, and you fucking post it, and then it's not there when you go back to look at it, and you're like, what the fuck? And you're like, and you know, and you, why even bother to comment anymore? So that's part of the psychological thing that's going on too. Yeah,
because I've seen these channels that got, you know, 20,000 subscribers, you know, they got 18,000 views in about a day's time, and then all of a sudden there's only like 50 comments. You know, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. There's something going on. In fact, people tell me you can actually artificially inflate your channel and make it look like you got views. For all we know, a lot of the comments might just be bots going by, and, you know, on somebody's channel we're just slinging by real fast.
yeah.
You know, that might not even be real people.
I'm sure that some of them aren't, but I mean, you know, it's that doesn't matter. I mean, the ones that are the real people, the you know, they're being censored. You know, we know that, and it's just and it's for no reason. I mean, they're just censoring fucking vanilla comments, even, you know, that couldn't matter less to anyone, just because that's what they do now. And this is, I think it's so frustrating to the people that they don't even want to. I bet you commenting on YouTube is down 50%. And then out of the 50% that's still going on, half of that is being censored by fucking the algorithms or whatever it is they're using to censor all these comments. So, and so that means it's just going to be less and less people commenting. And this is, and when you're talking about, you know, people need to stop being such a snowflake and everything, and how words, you know, are somehow a threat to them. You know, there used to be a time, I remember when I was little, it was sticks and stones will hurt my bones, but words will never harm me. You know, we were stronger than words. You know, we could face up to some dickhole fucking making fun of my name since the time I was fucking in kindergarten. Somebody wanted to make fucking fun of me. Okay, you know, we're able to fucking deal with that because sticks and stones can hurt my, you know, sticks and stones can hurt my bones, but names will never harm me, or words will never harm me. It's simple, you know, and it makes you stronger. You give all this power, all your power, to these fucking words that some asshole troll is just throwing out there to see if he can trigger somebody. You know, it's beyond stupid, and you need to stop being like, what's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
Unit?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I'm the news unit.
News unit. Yeah. Like news unit said, you need to stop being so, you know, namby-pamby snowflake that's just ready to fucking melt the second somebody fucking says something that oh, it stabs like a knife right through my heart. Well, that's because you want to be a victim. Okay? That's why it's like that.
Yeah, and they're turning us into an anti-social media culture of chaos and snitch society, and everybody's got to get more and more sensitive so that and they tell you you're all connected, but they're trying to just disconnect us from each other so that we don't even talk to each other anymore. We're kind of at odds with each other. They want us at odds with each other on YouTube. They want everybody mad at each other, you know, because, you know, they want you know, you over here getting attacked by somebody over there, getting flagged and taken down and all that kind of stuff, and go back in the penalty box for 90 days so you can't do videos and all that kind of nonsense.
Right.
And that's not free speech. Let people say what they want to say. If you don't like it, you can always turn the channel. These are channels. There's thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of channels. These are channels. Just change the damn channel.
And that's what YouTube was supposed to be about, was that, you know, everyone's got their own special flavor to express. And here's the perfect platform where everyone can do that freely. It's a safe space for everyone, except for those people. And of course, Alex Jones and, you know, a whole bunch of other people that we don't agree with, because we don't agree with them. And that's why it's not a safe space for them. You know, I mean, you know, because that's what YouTube was supposed to be. It's supposed to be, you are the spice of life. YouTube, you are what makes YouTube great. Not fucking CNN and Fox News and MSNBC. Those corporations have no business being on YouTube at all. Okay? If people want to see those things, they can go to their websites and watch them there. Okay, people don't want to go to those websites. People who are watching news on YouTube don't want to go to MSNBC and CNN and Fox News. And if they did, they would go there to get that information straight from the horse's cock.
This was a platform where Joel Armstrong could get on here and talk to people and have forums, and that's why they took the Hangouts down too, where you could have several people talking. That was a very nice feature, but they've diminished the availability of doing these open forums, which we need a lot more of. We need some open forums on here. We need people talking. We need people visiting. It's healthy, and the opinions of people are healthy.
It's healthy for everybody except for the powers that be at YouTube and Google, who are fucking calling them out over and over again on their bullshit censorship.
Right. You see me, I'm classified as an ultra-conservative, right-wing Bible beater and all that kind of stuff, pro-Trump, but I'm not really pro-Trump really anymore. I just kind of thought it was a good idea and all this, but now, you know.
Well, if it's turd sandwich or giant douche, of course you want giant douche.
But I mean, I don't, you know, I don't hate the alleged liberal, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, really, you know, they try to segregate us into this Republican Democrat mindset too, like where the Republicans are the righteous now for Trump. They're the righteous. They're the Christians, evangelical right, and the Democrats are the devil. Well, that ain't the case. That's not the case at all. It doesn't mean that every Democrat. It's just like, you know, fundamental Baptists compared to a Bible church or something.
Yeah, I think the same thing about fucking the Second Amendment. I think they try and fucking act like the Second Amendment is a conservative or, you know, liberal fucking line, you know, and it's not. I think fucking that liberals love the Second Amendment too. I think people who love freedom love the Constitution, and the Second Amendment is an incredibly important part of that, and absolutely do not want it fucked with. But they try and make it like it's one side or the other, and I just don't think that that's the facts.
Right, but they created this boogeyman attitude that everybody in the Democrat is just anti-American, unconstitutional,
right,
and all that kind of stuff. Now, yeah, granted that there are a lot of them that are getting their voices heard right now. I think the ones that we don't hear from are being probably censored. The ones that we need to hear from, they're probably being censored too. Wouldn't you think?
It's like Tulsi Gabbard. It's like I'm saying, there's a media blackout on Tulsi Gabbard. They will not have her on CNN. One of the videos that I have calls out a CNN bias clearly against Tulsi Gabbard, which they admit to, and MSNBC is the same way, because she's not a real Democrat, because she says stuff like every American needs to stand up for 9/11 truth. Okay, nobody else is going to say that. The last thing we want is that being part of the discussion, so we're just going to act like she doesn't fucking exist.
And then you have Nancy Pelosi get up today and say that she believes that the mainstream media are the gatekeepers of democracy. I've heard her say that before. That is the most ridiculous. The mainstream media are the gatekeepers of democracy? Bullshit.
No, they're the watchdogs. They're supposed to be the watchdogs the government. You know, they're supposed to be the ones that when shit's going south, they're supposed to know about it first and alert everyone else. And they're not there. They're just fucking read whatever's put in front of them. Not one of them has the slightest bit of investigative interest at all. All they want to do is read their news for their hour and get back to their pampered little fucking lifestyle. Fuck those
Well, it's
people.
because of money, and they've been bought and paid for, and there's a lot of collusion now with the media and whoever's got more money to push them their direction. And now we don't have an unbiased reporting system anymore. We don't have the old-fashioned reporting. We only have Mox News.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Mox News was just crazy at the beginning of the YouTube, and you know, halfway through this adventure, we were everywhere. And the reason is because it wasn't about some right thing or some left thing. It wasn't about, you know, trying to fucking push this candidate or that candidate. It was about trying to speak truth to power, you know, and open people's eyes about who the real threat to freedom is. You know, and it wasn't ever preachy. It was, you know, I've never been out here trying to tell you what you're supposed to think. You know, I'm simply, you know, presenting what I see that's important, so that everybody else that might not have noticed it gets the chance to, you know, have a look.
Well, keep doing what you're doing, Moxie. We appreciate what you do. Onward. You got good talking to you.
All right, News Unit. It's good to hear from you too, bro. And he's been around a long time. He's been a big proponent of Mox News for many years. So it's always nice to hear from someone like that. Okay, so anybody else? It's 8:05 Mox News. Okay, so as I was saying, all Americans owe. Hello, caller.
Hello.
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 I will. Does this work? Apparently not.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
What's it?
Hello. Hello. What just happened? Okay, so as I was saying, every American owes Tulsi a donation for her presidential candidacy right now, because just a couple hours ago, she said every American should stand up for 9/11 truth. That video has been posted on the front page of Mox News YouTube, right at the top. Hello, caller.
Let's try that again. Is that better?
Sure. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm doing well, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy
Cool.
Halloween.
Happy, scary Halloween to you too.
So, are you giving out candy to trick-or-treaters?
Nah, I hate children. So
Yeah, I don't like kids either. It's not that so much that I hate them, as I just don't want them around me.
Yeah, no, I don't actually hate kids, but I'm not particularly interested in having them come to my house either.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I want candy, I'll just buy it myself. I don't need you.
It's all going to be on sale tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I have a friend who's like, I had a friend in Canada who it rained, so she bought a whole bunch of candy to hand out to the kids, and now has it for herself because not many people can buy it.
I think that's part of the plan, really. Make sure you get enough so you have plenty left over.
Yeah. I found out that she likes salty candy, which is good because I like sweet candy. So if we ever meet, then we won't fight. So it's good to know.
It is.
But I digress. So we killed Baghdadi. That's kind of cool. Again. That's kind of cool.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I see these Pentagon reports where we killed this.
They do have a habit of not staying dead.
Where we killed this major terrorist leader, and then all of a sudden, 2 years later, we killed him again.
Right.
I'm like,
yeah,
what?
mean, I think third time is the charm, which is why I believe that if the IC really wants to get Trump, right, what a better way to make him look like an even bigger jackass than he already does is to produce the guy alive and splash it all over the headline. No, just kidding.
He died like a dog, crying and squealing. Fuck
yeah.
Right before he fucking. Right before he pushed the button on his suicide vest, and his head popped 50 feet in the air right next to his children, and blood squirted out all over them, and they died, and it was just horrible.
His head was gone. Yeah, no. I'm sure someone told him all of those things, and which is great. And
I doubt it, dude. He's very good at making up details. I bet he made up every fucking little detail and went, "Yeah, let's go with that."
Yeah. He just imagines that, like, what a great way to make him look like an even bigger idiot is to produce the guy alive and well who comes out with another propaganda video and that would be so good.
That would be awesome, except for he's a fucking CIA asset, and he only produces videos that the CIA ask him to produce.
Right.
So
that's what they do, right? Because they hate it. This is my point. This is part of the propaganda. So they would be like, yes. Oh, it'd be so good. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see Back Out of Your Line again in another propaganda video.
Okay, so do you think every American should stand for 9/11 truth?
Well, I don't know about every American. Every American probably should stand for 9/11 truth. I mean, people should know the truth about things. I do think this is probably not gonna do well for her, and I think this is sort of will be used by her enemies. Though, of course, anything she does will. But I feel like she was coming off the backslide of actually some pretty decent press with the whole Hillary, because it seems Hillary overplayed her hand in this case and was actually getting some support from the media. This will kind of just destroy all of that, which is unfortunate. It was going to happen.
I don't think so. I mean, it's not like because she said these things about Hillary and got some kind of clout that all of a sudden she's on CNN or MSNBC. There's still this blackout of her. And the reason there's this blackout of her is because she says things like that about Hillary, and because she says things like this about 9/11. So, because they don't want that being said on their airwaves. And so I hope desperately that this does become an issue for her, because that would mean that they would have to trout her out onto their fucking airwave and talk about it, which they should have done with the fucking Hillary thing. I don't know how they can ask again and again and again, is it fair to say that Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian asset, and never once have her on to answer those fucking accusations? What the holy fuck is... What are you thinking, CNN? How much more fucking crooked can you look, CNN, MSNBC?
If it was a Biden or a Klobuchar or something, they would be like, they would absolutely haul that person up onto the the Octo box panel thing and be like, so I heard on television they were saying some mean things about you. What do you have to say?
You work for the Russians.
Yeah,
I mean,
what do you think? Yeah.
They would have,
totally do that.
They would have somebody, they would want to put that person on the spot just to see if they could get him to sweat in the slightest, and then, but they won't get her near. And it's because she says things like this. They know that she's going to fucking speak the truth. And that's the last thing they want on the news.
Yeah. She does keep winning the debate polls despite their best efforts. So she gets to keep playing. So that's good.
I really just think, everybody should get behind her, because I mean, for this sole purpose of this whole 9/11 truth thing, dude. I mean, everybody, I've been waiting for...
I won't help the Russian agent that she started talking about that. You understand?
Look, they can say whatever they want, okay?
That's true.
And because I mean, the queen of their party stood up and said, she's a fucking Russian agent. She's a fucking traitor. That's what they said. She's a fucking traitor.
It's amazing. I know.
Okay, so and it just bounced right off of her. And this is the same thing that will happen when Trump tries to go after her, which he cannot. I mean,
It just shows that
it's so easy for him to go after every single other one of these motherfuckers, but it's going to be so hard for him to do it with her. So
he can't go after her military service, but the Democrats can. And apparently, it does go to show just how little shit they actually do. The Russian agent thing is hilarious. One of my favorite, I don't know, you don't seem to tweet very much, but one of my favorite things to do is to look for people that are like Ohioans for Trump or like Tennesseans for Bernie or whatever, who just all happen to sign on around 8 in the evening, which is about 9 a.m. St. Petersburg time. Reply to them and say "Dvoyakro," which is good evening in Russian, good morning in Russian, and to see how many of them respond back to you in Russian. You get some really nice they're very polite. They're very nice people.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I look. This is what it is now, and I don't think that that's anything to fear or anything to worry about in the slightest.
Hillary does this. That's what I found so amazing about her all screaming about Russian bots. When she was in the State Department, like the whole creating trolls of people to like manipulate the talk on social media and troll people in the comments. She came up with that. That was her idea. And then she gets under arrest. It's unbelievable. Her husband, Yeltsin, hello. I know it ranked up last time, but she's like, are you serious? Like, come on, dude.
Hey, we got another caller, so all right. Thanks for calling. It's good to hear from you.
Of course.
We lost him. All right, caller, call back. Here's the phone number. But all you have to do is hit redial, really. So it better not be Bing Bong Man. Okay. So, anyways, I think that I really do think that this is our chance. Okay, Tulsi Gabbard just made it clear. If you want to talk about 9/11, there's only one candidate that we can count on to do that. And she just made that super clear. I mean, the title of my video is "Why Am I the Only Presidential Candidate Standing with these 9/11 families?" Okay, because the 9/11 families want to know what Saudi Arabian families were behind the attacks, what families financed it, what families were involved with it, and our government, the U.S. government, will not tell them. Okay, so and Tulsi Gabbard is the only one that's ever going to talk about this shit. Okay, so if that's something you want to talk about. Hello.
Yeah, this is Richard from Vegas.
Hey, Richard, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. I just had just a couple of questions to ask is all.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, I'm very interested in what you think about this whole 4chan thing, like what's going on over there at Politically Incorrect Board, and how it's related to Trump and all that. Like, with those type of people.
I don't really know anything that's going on over on 4chan. I haven't seen any news about it, and I haven't been on that channel. I've never actually spent any time on that channel at all. So I know that they're familiar with Mox News, and that they've been Mox News at times have been very popular on that channel. But I don't really know a whole lot more than that. So. What are you talking about? Something specific that you wanna give more details on, or?
Yeah, since 8chan got taken down after the New Zealand attack with Brennan Tarrant.
Oh, 8chan is 8chan related to 4chan?
Yeah, there's some similarities there.
Right, but they're not related. I mean, 4chan is still around, right? Because that's what you said was 4chan, not 8chan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 4chan's still around. I look, freedom of speech needs to be fought for. And I think that that's partially what some of those people are doing, is that they're especially the ones that are not deleting, stuff that is questionable, because it's like this thing. It's like this thing where the government looks at you and says, you can't handle the truth. That's why we have to censor this from you. And I don't need to be babysat. So much so that I know I don't want to go to 4chan and look at some of the shit that's on there because it's just icky. So I don't go there. I don't need to be babysat to find out what it is that I'm looking at and whether or not that's okay. So if that's what you're asking, that's the way I feel. I don't think anybody else needs to be babysat either.
So what do you see with Susan Wojcicki and the YouTube CEO and Mark Zuckerberg testifying in court where they're trying to censor everybody and shut everybody down, and like a lot of channels are disappearing now?
Yeah, well, that's honestly what this call-in show is all about, is that half of the comments on my channel, on Mox News, are censored poof, like the minute that they're written, the minute they're written and fucking executed, they disappear. People every day, all day long, accuse me of censoring. I'm not doing it. I don't want to censor people. I don't want to censor anybody. And by doing this phone-in, call-in show, we sidestep the YouTube censors, and we're able to discuss whatever it is that we want. We don't have to worry about our comment being deleted.
Any sort of comment, if you already had one, on Jesus is King, the new Kanye West album that came out recently?
I'm not a fan. I don't know his work. I don't know. I think like anybody who comes out with the album that says Jesus is King or Never Forget 9/11 on their album, God, it's good to be in America. They're just fucking profiteering off of fucking suckers. That's what I think.
But did you know that Donald Trump Jr. Came out and supported that album?
Well, I think that Donald Trump Jr. is and Donald Trump is being is again pandering to the suckers who are the evangelicals and other people who say that they believe in Christ, although they don't act anything like Christ would act. And you ask them, should we give health care to illegals? And they go, fuck illegals, instead of what would Jesus do? Those same people are very attracted to a false person like Donald Trump, who says, I love Jesus, but it's only because it gets me, you people support. That's the only reason that I love Jesus. So,
And what is your opinion on the "It's Okay to Be White" thing, where they got the posters up and all that, and they got a lot of different, which is kind of related to a white supremacist thing. What do you think about that type of thing that's going on right there?
You know what? I think that these there's a reason that we have freedom of speech. Okay, and that there's a perfection to freedom of speech. And if what you're doing is expressing racist thoughts and racist ideas to everyone, wherever you go, you're saying these racist things, I actually really want to know that from you, so that I know that I don't want to hang out with you and I don't want to be around you, as opposed to you feeling like you have to be censoring yourself and be careful who you say these things to. I would much rather hear what you're thinking, so that I know that I don't ever want to hear it again from you if I can avoid it.
Okay, so the deep state, what's going on with that?
I don't know, man.
What do you have? What is your opinions on the whole QAnon thing?
And QAnon. This is, people are looking for something, that they're desperate for something that makes sense to them. Okay. Because they know they can't count on the mainstream media. They know they can't count on the police. They know they can't count on all the FBI. They know they can't count on the medical industrial complex. It's all just full of shit and lies. So they look anywhere they can for something that they can believe in. And when they find something like this, and it kind of clicks to them in their head a little bit about this or that, they go, oh, there's something here. Maybe there's something here, and they hope and they dream and they cling to the hope that there is something there. And then it becomes the gospel. You know, I don't know. I really don't look at stuff like that. I don't look at QAnon. You know, I like the anonymous guys, but that's because it's everyone. Everyone is anonymous. You know, the QAnon seems to be a limited group, you know. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the QAnon. It actually seems kind of like some kind of being a limited group, some type of a psychological operation.
And what is this the Illuminati has to play in all of this? I'm very interested, even though it's like an umbrella term and it's kind of been used over and over again. There's a underlying theme behind all this. I think that's kind of mysterious and occultic with all the H.P. Blavatsky and Aleister Crowley and all that.
Well, you know, I mean, I think that the Illuminati, you know, is kind of an old term. You know, it's like I think that there's probably something that's more inclusive now than the Illuminati. Is like a world kind of domination thing that's a little bit bigger than the Illuminati. I don't know. I don't really. I think that it obviously exists. There's the Bilderbergs. There's all this corporate. You know, I said we live in a plutocracy now. You know, some kind of a fascist controlled state where money is the only thing that matters, and I think that's going to only turn out badly for us. And what we really have to do is move beyond all these labels and stop being, you know, we need to be sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words will never harm me, so that we can fight for things like freedom, freedom of expression, not just for what you think is okay, but for everyone. Because if you're limiting anyone, then we're really not free, because someone else is next to be limited for sure.
And what about black people in general? Like, is there any sort of like I understand that there's a lot of stereotypes out there, but there's been a lot of talk around the internet about you know, the Black Lives Matter, the Hebrew Israelites. I don't. Do you know about the Hebrew Israelites?
You know, this stuff is so convoluted. You know, the history is so convoluted. It's hard to trust anything. What I know is what happened today, what happens in my immediate world, and what it is that I'm trying to make happen. Okay, and this thing about, you know, what happened 1,000, 5,000 years ago, it shouldn't even come into part of the discussion anymore. Okay, we're here now. We all have to come together, and these labels of you know, whatever it is, conservative, liberal, black, white, you know, they need to be. We need to move beyond them. They limit us. Okay, and if we just focus on, you know, we need to save this species, or every motherfucking living thing on the planet is going to die. If we don't begin to focus on that and move beyond these petty labels, there's no hope. So that's what I think. All right. Thanks a bunch for calling. So, and that's what I think. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Because, you know, I mean, the Illuminati, I don't know what, you know, what is it you want me to think about the Illuminati? Because there's, you know, there's like a million opinions about the Illuminati. I don't give a fuck about the Illuminati. We have, what matters, it's like talking about climate change. Climate change does exist, but it doesn't matter. There's nothing we can do about the climate. What can we do something about? Pollution. There's nothing we can do about the Illuminati. What can we do something about? We can all sit down and we can all come together and move beyond our own little petty biases and take whatever power any fucking haunting dark star chamber has, because we no longer fucking play by your rules. We're rewriting all the rules. We're rewriting them all together, and they're going to be about everyone having a better future, not you guys being in control of everything. So saith the Pharaoh. Okay, so we got 3 hours and 4 minutes. I think we're done here. I'm going to give you 3 hours, 4 minutes. We got 1 minute. I'll give you 1 minute to call. If you want to call, you can call. 1 minute. And then we're done. Okay? Wilco, are you ready? Am I ready? I'm not ready. Get ready, Wilco. Tomorrow I'm going to do a little more focusing on, I have to go get butter tomorrow. Butter's on sale, so I can go buy it tomorrow. Is that enough? That look like enough to you? I think that's enough. Butter's on sale tomorrow, so I can go buy it tomorrow and start on that project. And then I have to do the unboxing for the new flower press. So I'm going to be focused on those two things tomorrow. And I'm going to do the unboxing for the new flower press in the new Mock's new studio with the green screen and everything. So I'll do you a little tour of the Mock's new studio tomorrow. That's going to be the focus. So I can get it done by the weekend. I really want to get these videos done. The butter video is going to take 2 or 3 days, but I should hopefully be able to do the flower press in like 24 hours. So, no rest for the wicked, right? So saith the Pharaoh. I love doing this with you guys. I thank you so much for coming and joining us, because it's always better when you're here. It would be completely meaningless were you not here. I'd just be talking to myself, which I can do that too. I'm pretty good at that. But it's always nicer when you're here. That's all I'm saying. We're doing this every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. to whenever. We'll start 7 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. And I hope that we get to see you guys back here real soon. Okay. We'll be here tomorrow. So we'll get that done. And anybody want to bet Tulsi Gabbard's not going to be on CNN tomorrow? I'm taking odds. Because it's not going to happen, because there's a media blackout of Tulsi Gabbard, because that's how fucking afraid they are of her. They're terrified of her, that she might actually gain some fucking power. Go to TulsiGabbard.com, Tulsi2020.com right now and leave a donation, even if it's only $1. She said every American should stand up for 9/11 truth. You will never, ever hear another presidential candidate, that people know of, say that ever again. Okay, so please go and thank her for that. Okay, there we go, Wilco. And thank you guys. I think that was a little hot. All right, you guys. I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be doing my thing. You can count on me. Thanks for tuning in. See you then. Stay cool. One of these days, this war is going to end. Got to end one of these days. Happy Halloween.